Get my ass in here.
Without tripping.
It's like a little maze. Where's my piece of cheese?
Hey now! What's up, fellas? Another Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time, WZROnline.com. For WZR Tuesdays. What up, Army? As you can see, better video feed this week.
Yes.
Working on the audio still, working on the phone calls, but one step at a time. One step at a time, we're taking it, and we've got a much better video feed, like I said, as you can see. So that is good news. Boy, did I tell you it was hot as a motherfucker in there. Hot as a motherfucker.
I still forget stuff like that. Like the other day, somebody asked me how old I was, this drunk chick, when we were barbecuing.
Yeah.
I'm 28. I was like, oh, let's turn 29. And then just now it says, live from New York, it's Ryan C. and Boone. And I'm thinking, I'm not in New York, I'm in Florida. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I am in New York.
We're in New York, but you know what? I mean, you were talking the other day. When we pull into the parking lot here, it reminds you
very Florida-like, yeah.
Without palm trees.
Well, we got the swimming pool, we got the golf carts running around, you got it's like there's a lot of trees and it just seems like a Florida apartment complex. So.
Yeah, it's it's a nice place, man. They closed the pool down. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Labor Day was yesterday. Let me ask you guys, before we get started, how does the video look? It looks to us like it's a lot better. Not as much of a
blurry motion.
Lag. So that's good. I mean, that's a step in the right direction. The audio still kind of sound a little bit filtered, right? Kind of like hollow, like we're in a tunnel. We're working on that. So just, one step at a time. We were going to try to do some testing on Sunday, but we got caught up and something happened where we weren't able to do it. So, like I said, one step at a time. We're going to run down Monday Night Raw from last night here tonight. I'm going to try to put the air conditioning on a little bit because this is going to be brutal for the next 2 hours.
After about an hour, this is going to be a lot.
This is pretty tough. But we're going to be running down Monday Night Raw from last night for you guys. And then the big news over the past week is Ted DiBiase wound up leaving WWE, posted a video last Monday morning, said that he was no longer going to be with the company. That shouldn't come as a surprise to a lot of you guys, because I came on here a couple months ago and said that Zack Ryder, Santino Marella, Ted DiBiase, and a whole handful of other mid-card WWE talents are upset. JTG is another one, where these guys were basically coming to TV and still are coming to TV every week and are just there for a paycheck. They're going to be jobbed out, and they're kind of waiting for that day when roster cuts come and they're gone. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, they're getting a check. So why not continue to show up?
They're going to work. They just don't like their job. There's a million trillion people in this country.
Yeah.
They wake up, they put their shoes on, they get in the car, and they dread to drive to work. Then it's 9 hours in a building they don't want to be in. For wrestlers, for some of them, it's no different.
That's what it is. The big story, well, not necessarily a big story, but it broke on WWE.com about an hour ago on the August 26th edition of Raw.
Yesterday was the 2nd.
31
days in August.
So we go back to, it was the 26th. Christian suffered a concussion. You guys remember he was in a match with Randy Orton on Monday Night Raw. WWE.com confirmed today that he had a concussion and he is out of action for the time being. So we're going to talk about that. What's up with all the concussions in WWE recently?
Injuries in general. Arm.
Yeah.
A lot of legs.
That's segue into Mark Henry.
John Cena, the list goes on. And they're all big names, too. It's not like they're dropping off at the mid-card level or the opening match level. We're talking about the top draws. It really makes the house show scoring project. I mean, you gotta come up with card. There's already advertising out there that says this guy, that guy, John Cena being the most notable. But then when you gotta replace them, you're like, all right, well, we'll give them CM Punk and Daniel Bryan on this card, but what about your B-Towns? Then you've got, what's your main event over there? You're left with the Shield, you know what I mean? Like, you really gotta be creative, mixing up the roads, which towns are more important, where we're gonna make more money, and They got to do that for 6-7 months now.
Another mid-card guy, Fandango, last night on Raw suffered a broken nose.
No, that's not that big of a deal. I mean, I hope he's not going to miss some time, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, for a broken nose, no. Unless you're Sin Cara and you get a dislocated finger, and you're going to miss, however long.
We'll run out of the match. I mean, a broken nose is,
I got to do it. I got it.
Air?
We need air.
We need air. I'm not wearing sweatpants, so I'm still a bit better than you, but yeah. Plus, I'm right next to the window. So I will place the window here on the set. Plus, t-shirts on the wall are set.
Alright, what else are we going to get to? So we got the AC on. It is hot as a motherfucker in here, trust me. Can you see the sweat on my face?
Oh, I keep doing this number right now.
Alright, it'll cool up here in a minute. Video package aired last night on Raw. Edge coming back to WWE for one night only next Monday night on Raw. He's going to be there to promote sci-fi show Haven that he's been on numerous times. I mean, this isn't his first.
I was thinking Heaven when I write it down.
Yeah. So he's going to be there to promote that and something else too. I can't remember what
the show. Something he's doing. He's doing there to promote a bunch. He's doing there to hawk a bunch. Like McFoley's old return. He's coming there for the cheap plug.
Comes to promote a book or a movie or a comedy,
whatever. Yeah.
So he's coming back for one night only. I mean, I put it up on the website. They say never in pro wrestling, right? But Mick Foley and Edge are two guys that they're never going to work another match. Never going to work.
Edge, that one surprised me. I mean, I thought it was going to be more like Shawn Michaels, and he still could be, but I don't think he will. He really seems to enjoy his retirement. But like Shawn Michaels is gone. For those who remember, with the back for a good 3-4, I want to say 4 years. And it was like, oh, he's gone. He's young. He was in his prime still. He just got this injury that he couldn't recover from. Especially considering his past with faking injuries to get out of doing jobs and stuff like that. But Edge is still young. He's still young now. He's still in his prime. He was just hitting a different level of like he's seen as a main eventer. Whereas for a long point in his career, it was like he got the potential to be a main eventer, carrying the company, etc. But he's just not ready yet. He was finally there, comfortably in the top dog position for a good couple of years, and he was just taken out. But like you said, he and you never say never, but he and what's the other name, Mick Foley, are two guys that just doesn't feel like they're ever coming back.
Edge was told by his doctor. Edge revealed this in an interview. I don't remember who it was with, but I was told by his doctor that one match he could be paralyzed for life, and because of that, he's just not going to return. And that includes, I mean, people were saying, I read people in the comment section coming out last night saying, well, he'll come back to Raw and maybe he'll spear somebody. He won't even do a spear. He won't even do a spear.
A spear. A spear is a pretty dangerous
exactly,
especially with your neck.
With the neck injury, right. So it's not going to be anything like that. He'll come back, and I'm sure he's going to be involved in a segment with, I don't know, one of the either a mid-card guy or a top guy. He's going to put somebody over, while he's there.
Christian, but Christian's out of the Del Rio
thing with the injury.
He's injured now on top of it. Yeah, so I'm trying to think off the top of my head who. Maybe
he may get involved with Daniel Bryan.
It'll be the Daniel Bryan thing.
Right, where he's got nothing to lose. He can go, this whole best for business thing.
He'll talk about his injury. He'll come back and go, this kind of, they can do this to you and put you on the show for the rest of your life. And, blah, blah, blah.
They'll have him, involved in some sort of storyline, but there will be no physical stuff next week from Edge on Raw. It'd be cool to see him back. I know.
A lot of discussion. Before, a lot of discussion about the UFC from the other night.
There's a UFC tomorrow night, too. It's like the fucking 10th show in the past 2 weeks? It's crazy.
It's the third show in 7 days. Wow. And they're all big shows. They're not just like little house shows. They're on TV or pay-per-view, each one of these. And the one tomorrow is Brazil. Yeah. So it's probably the weakest of the three. I need to speak up. I'm looking at the level.
I know. Yeah, that's what I tried telling you over there.
But it's the weakest of the three cards, but it's still a good card. I mean, there's still two good fights in there, and that's what you want out of a TV show. You want two fights that you care about, and then enough for the diehard fans to enjoy. But Glover Teixeira, Ryan Bader tomorrow. We have Carlos Condit, Martin Kampman. Last Wednesday, that was a great fight, and the pay-per-view this past Saturday was awesome, top to bottom, I thought.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show. I made some money on that show.
I was ahead until the main event, and then...
You were ahead for one fight.
I got fucked.
I was ahead in the beginning, and then I dropped the one to you, then I got back ahead, and then I dropped that $12.
Didn't you want Henderson too? And I said, no, I want him.
Yeah, so I wanted if I could pick however I wanted Mendez, I got him. I wanted Mir. Did I get him?
I wanted Guida, so you took Mendez.
Yeah, I got Mendez, right. And then I think I had Barnett, but I wanted Mir. No, it was the other way around.
I wanted Mir. I had Mir.
Yeah, so I got Mir, and I got no. I won that fight. Barnett.
You wanted Mir.
Yeah,
I wanted Mir. I
got
Mir, and you won.
If I would have got my way, I would have lost that fight. In main event, I wanted Henderson, but because I got
So basically, the moral of the story is I should have never switched up. I should have gone with what Boone wanted. You would have taken it, and I would have been fine, pretty much, except for one fight.
I trust this guy. He acts like we didn't put any money into the production.
KC Computer, I think if we all pitched in and got Clark and Boone some headsets, that sound issue would be fixed. Hey, listen, buddy. Listen, buddy, there's one headset right here that I really can't touch because it would fuck up the audio, and then there's
brand new one that we don't even use.
There's another brand new headset right here, so it's not like we don't have two headsets. We're just working. We're taking it one step at a time, man. Look how good the video is tonight, right? We're smoking tonight, man. There's not very much lag at all.
A little better lighting, maybe.
There's some better lighting. We could get another lamp.
I don't want that glass of water in the shot.
We can get the glass of the water out of there. No problem.
Actually, it's coming up a little patch of white space.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
So we got the headsets out. We're just taking it one step at a time, man. I promise you. We fixed the
you really are projecting your voice. Is this how I'm supposed to talk like this?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it into the radio.
Let's get it live, baby, live.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Goddamn bitch.
So we're working on it. So next week, listen.
Motherfuckers.
I'm
doing my Kevin Steen impression. You motherfucking dick sucker, son of a bitch, cock sucker, ass, penis, dick. He thinks that's a great promo. He said, you gotta check this Kevin Steen.
Oh, dude, the Kevin Steen promo that I put up on my Facebook.
Oh, God.
Was that great? What? That was awesome.
Trash.
Oh, that was a good promo, man.
Garbage. It was cussing.
It was cussing. Oh, Kevin Steen always cusses in his promos. It's nothing new. It was Kevin Steen, the Young Bucks, Generation Me, same tag team, and Adam Cole was in the background. That was a great promo.
Kevin Steen looks like a big pile of shit.
So does Samoa Joe, dude, but they're great workers.
Yeah, but Joe can also talk like a badass.
So can Steen.
Steen, I think his promo style is garbage. I'm telling you right now, I can cut a better promo than Kevin Steen off the top of my head. I'm not sitting there saying I can do what these guys do for a living because I can't, but I can out-promo Kevin Steen any day of the week.
Dude, if you were in front of Kevin Steen, he would bitch smack you right in the face.
I'd probably whoop my ass, but I cut a better promo than him beforehand.
Kevin Steen's the man, bro.
Kevin Steen's about to kick my, I'd get into it. Yeah,
he's the man. So anyway, we're working. So this week we got the video fixed. We're good on that, right? Give us golf clap, right?
Dino UK, that son of a bitch.
Look what he just. And then evening and morning all. Hey Boone, it's the guy who has Johnson.
Calvin Johnson.
Oh, Calvin Johnson. He's the guy that stole Calvin Johnson. We're going to talk about that. I got that in the show.
The Battle Royal man himself. The 41-man Battle Royal in England.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. Man. English Battle Royal survivor.
All right. So we'll get the plugs out of the way. We're going to talk a little bit of fantasy football. We're going to do that every week through NFL season, so get used to it. And then for the last half hour of hour number 1, 8:30 till 9 Eastern time, we're going to be running down Monday Night Raw. In hour number 2, we're going to be doing the rapid fire segment and talking all the news and rumors that we just brought up. Ted DiBiase quits WWE. Christian got a concussion. Fandango and Mark Henry injured. AJ Styles signed a new short-term TNA contract. Lots of heat on Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff these days, so we're going to be talking about that. Hackers took down WWE.com.
Natural reader.
Going to talk about that and anything you guys want to talk about with the rapid fire segment in our numero dos. So, what are you challenging everybody to a fight? What's going on here?
Anything you want to submit to the rapid fire, I'd bring them in.
Speaking of rapid fire, we need to put that up. We should put that up right now.
Yeah, because I think I didn't realize how much they dig that segment.
A rapid fire?
Yeah, because I was relating it to myself, another show that I listen to, the MMA show.
Yeah.
And they do a question and answer segment where you really get, you're sitting through the whole show and you're like, God, I wish they talk about this topic or this subject. And they usually get to it in that. And you can get to our rapid fire and get your questions and comments answered by logging on right now. The post is up. We're waiting for you.
It's right there.
Bunch of sexy some bitches. Go to facebook.com/
one more time?
This fucking guy.
I'm sorry.
Supposed to freeze on the / Now, what we want you to do to participate in the rapid fire, now we're numero dos. questions, comments, all that good stuff. We'll get to as many as we can in a rapid-style fashion. We want you to log on to your little web browser. You want to type in www.facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Get everybody gets questions, comments. We'll get as many as we can. Hour number 2, rapid fire. Loving it. Like McDonald's.
The official website of WZR Radio, WZROnline.com. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. Facebook.com/WZRArmy, YouTube.com/WZRArchive, and Twitter as well. Just go to WZROnline.com, top navigation bar, social media tab, drop down menu. Got all the links to Facebook, YouTube, and right there. WZROnline.com. You get there right now. Speaking of WZROnline.com, we've got a live chat room on and in progress. WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Get there. Lots of people in there as always tonight. We'll be taking your live questions out of the chat room here in just a little bit. So we did a fantasy football draft.
My first fantasy draft. Yeah,
first fantasy draft.
Pretty happy with the results. I think I got a decent team. I don't really remember it off the top of my head. I know I got Stafford. I was hoping for Calvin Johnson to get the 1-2 punch. The guy right before me. The guy literally right before me. Dino UK, some bitch from England. Good guy. But he stole Calvin Johnson from me, ripped the plans out right underneath because of this jackass over here. I tell him before the draft, I said, I think I'm going to take a surprise move here. I'll take Calvin Johnson in the first round, and I'm going to be able to take up Stafford in the second round because I don't think he's highly sought after. Mr. Matthew Stafford said, no, you take your quarterback in the first. I said, nobody's going to take Stafford. I think he'll still be there. I'm telling you, you're going to risk it. He's not going to be there, and then you're going to have a shitty quarterback, and that's all your points. I said, all right, I'll take Stafford first and then Johnson. Said, oh, yeah, you will definitely want to do that. I would take a running back in the second round, though. I'd save Johnson for the third round. This is his fucking advice. I didn't even get him in the second round. I wanted to get him in the second round. That was, the second or third pick in the second round? Still didn't get him. Why? Because everybody wants Calvin Johnson. He's the best wide receiver in the league. But I fucking shouldn't have listened to this jackass. I made the mistake because I've never done fantasy football and think, let me seek advice from the master here. The guy who wins leagues here locally in town, Mr. Fantasy Football himself, Ryan Clark. Let me seek some advice from the wise master at the fantasy football craft. This is the dumbest piece of shit advice I've ever taken in my life, and I'm very regretful that I accepted it. True story. You done? What do you think about your team?
Now listen. Here's the deal. I've been in fantasy drafts for years and years, right? Everybody knows that in the first round, you always take a running back. And if you don't take a running back, you take a quarterback, man, because the highest scoring players in fantasy football are running backs or quarterbacks, right? So Boone chooses. I said, well, you got to take a running back or a quarterback. I don't think anybody's going to take a wide receiver in round number 1. If there was a wide receiver to take, it would have been Calvin Johnson. But I told you to pick a running back or a quarterback. This guy goes out and picks Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford would have been there in the 10th round of the draft. You got to pick up a Drew Brees, a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, somebody like that.
I wanted Johnson and Stafford both on my team. That was my plan. They get the 1-2 punch, having throwing the passes to the guy that's catching them and scoring them, the 1-2 combo. I thought it was a great idea. I needed Johnson to make that work. Stafford by himself isn't that great of a quarterback.
No, he's not.
All right.
He sucked in the preseason. He was terrible. They were talking about it on ESPN the other day. So, why pick him?
Because he puts up numbers.
It was so shocking. You said he wasn't that good of a quarterback.
I said by himself. No, I mean as far as people's interest in him. He's not highly sought after, as I keep saying. So you picked Matthew
Stafford. You should have went with the Drew Brees, the Tom Brady, somebody
like
that.
I should have went with Calvin Johnson.
You should have went with Calvin Johnson.
I was going to go with Calvin Johnson.
All right. Well, so
the expert talked me out of it.
So anyway, then he picked up. You got Pettigrew, which is fairly decent.
I got him late in the draft. Yeah, no, he's my best. I got a decent end.
Who else did you get?
I got Victor Cruz.
He's went to the Giants.
He's my second wide receiver.
He just returned to the practice field. He was injured. But
I don't remember who my first was. I got Matt Ryan as
a backup.
Matt Ryan.
You may wind up starting Matt Ryan on Stafford.
Yeah, somebody else pretty good. Oh, Carson Palmer.
Whatever, that's third string.
Yeah.
And then who's your receivers and running backs?
Victor Cruz. I don't remember the other main ones.
What about running backs?
Arian
Foster. That's good for Houston. That's a real good running back.
And I'm
I got
my defense. I think New England.
I can't. I'm in a couple of different drafts. This is Boone's first draft. He's doing the
There you go. That's my team.
There it is. You got Stafford, Brandon Marshall's a great pickup.
Marshall.
That's a great pickup. Pierre Garcon's pretty good. It's not bad. Cecil Shorts, Ryan Matthews could come out for San Diego. My team, I don't remember. I know I got Aaron Rodgers, quarterback for the WZR league. In my other league, I got Drew Brees, which is two good quarterbacks that I'm happy with. I got Chris Johnson, CJ Spiller is going to be great. I think Buffalo's running game this season. Their quarterback situation. I mean, they're gonna announce who our starting quarterback is tomorrow on ESPN. So I think Buffalo's going to have a huge run game because we don't have a set quarterback. Hopefully they choose EJ Manuel, but we'll see what happens. So we're going to talk about it. Fantasy football.
Next week, right?
NFL starts this Thursday night. The Denver Broncos.
Oh, I gotta get a team set up for Thursday.
You don't have anybody that plays for the Ravens or the Broncos. I think you might have a kicker or something like that. Maybe
my kicker is the best kicker in the league.
I told you last night. We checked the teams. We don't have anybody going this Thursday. But this Thursday, we're 2 days away from the NFL season. You believe that shit?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Huh?
Yeah,
woo! College football started up this weekend too, man.
It's been going on for a while, so yeah, I can believe it. I can't wait, but I can believe it.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So NFL,
I got a TV
we'll talk about
now.
And you know what the best part of it is? There's a bunch of different players in the league, and you play them each week. Me and you, week number 1, baby. Me and you, me and Matty Boone. So we're not
how many seconds it's gonna take right here to kick his head? Just many seconds right here.
With Matthew Stafford against Aaron Rodgers. Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
All day. Stafford puts up numbers. You guys keep laughing about Matthew Stafford. What? Go check his numbers. Jackasses, he put up 5,000 yards.
Why don't we bet? All right, we're doing this, and then we come on here next Tuesday night.
All right,
it's you and I, right?
I thought we don't do bets. When we do
me versus you.
You don't pay us.
No, we'll pay up.
You owe me like $1,000.
You owe me like $700.
Well, actually, if you want to get technically,
how much do you owe me right now?
It's like almost $600.
Almost $600.
Yeah, but you owe me $1,000 for the T-shirt bet. You never paid it off.
That wasn't. We didn't shake hands. We're shaking hands.
Well, in Florida, I couldn't shake your hand.
Well, this is a real bet. This is a real bet.
I think I got a fart. Should I do it like that?
No, don't do that. So
So
listen.
And tacos. They were great.
They were great. Yeah. A little bit spicy.
They were good.
A little bit
spicy.
All right. So I beat you in fantasy. $5 next Tuesday we come on here, and whoever wins, $5. Pay up bet next week. Well, $5 bill. $5. All right. Oh, it's not gonna pay. What are you giving back?
Motherfucker just smacked me in the face on camera.
All right, here we go. Let's get into it, right? WZROnline.com / chat. WZROnline.com / chat.
No shit.
Do we? Nice. That'll make
he's going down 3 times at least.
At least we'll start it out next week. All right. So we're gonna talk the news in hour number 2. Check ad rates before we came on. We're having a good month this month, so that's good news. WWE SmackDown being taped tonight in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The current time in Minneapolis, Minnesota is 7:28 p.m., which means there's about a 1 hour delay. So if you guys on the East Coast, you stay up late. SmackDown spoilers should be about 11:30 Eastern time tonight. 1 hour delay. So you won't have to wait up that long. Maybe 11:30, midnight at the latest. We should have a spoiler report for WWE main event and SmackDown coming up this Friday. Pretty busy day on the website. Not necessarily any big news. I know you are. Not necessarily any big news this week. Besides the injuries and whatever else, which we're going to talk about in our numero dos. If you guys want WZR Radio, WZR TV T-shirts, these beauties right here on the back, you won't believe this shit. Posted by Ryan Clark and Matt Boone, WZROnline.com every Tuesday night, 8-10 Eastern time. If you guys want them, you can get them. Shoot me an email, webmaster@ProWrestlingScoops.com, webmaster@ProWrestlingScoops.com, and they're $25 for you guys in the United Kingdom, $20 for you guys in the United States. The reason the UK could pay a little bit more is because of shipping and handling. We got a lot of UK
I remember I said that one week.
And they all got
same
mad,
exact way I
right?
just said it now, very off the cuff, clearly joking. And
They got angry.
We're gonna boycott WZR because you guys are racist against British people. Get the fuck out of here! What are you talking about?
There's you know that I'd say about 40% of the people
Are
just looking
stupid?
at
Those kind of people are just retarded.
looking at the traffic on WZROnline.com. I would say about 40%, 35 to 40%
Are British.
Are British.
And then a lot of Canadians.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. If they're not British, they're from like some kind of European, you know, like I don't like to listen to those mix up like Australia, I think European, right? Yeah.
It goes. It's
England,
for
Australia.
for site viewers. It's United States is number one.
Ireland.
United States is number one. The United Kingdom's number two. Canada's number three, and Australia is number four. And then it gets into China and New Zealand.
Well, I think before you get there, you still have you got the UK, the Australia, then you got like Ireland, France,
France,
shit like that. Yeah. But yeah, you'd be surprised how diverse the demographic is. Yeah, UK is definitely our biggest fan base.
It is. They really are. About 35, 40% of fans that visit WZROnline.com are British. So big up.
Secretly hate British.
No, that, but it's 8:30 Eastern time here. 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1. It's about 1:30, 2 a.m. in the morning.
And they're the majority of the chat room. Let's do it again. Just for the shits and giggles. Nationality check, or in the chat room. What's your background? For example, I'm an Italian and Native American. You would be?
I'm pure American.
You're not pure American. What are you? You got German in there?
I got a little bit of Irish.
Irish, Italian. What else are you working with here?
English, UK. See, a lot of people in the UK. So by the time we go off the air here, it's 3 o'clock in the morning over there. You know what I mean?
Everybody's
3 a.m. You guys stay up. Yeah, it's crazy.
Rygall's black now, apparently.
All right, get to that live chat room, WZROnline.com /chat, WZROnline.com/chat. Get in there, lots of people in there, as always, tonight. Here we go, Monday Night Raw from last night.
I think that's going to stick.
I love how the stream is much better this week.
If I could dance, I'd dance for
Get up and dance.
I can't dance.
You want to move?
I don't know how to
Can't
dance.
dance? All right.
When I go to clubs with girls, I usually just grab one in the back of them and hang on. Kind of hang on.
You go to clubs with girls? You go to clubs?
Yeah, I never get to go. The last time I lived there, we would all go to the club. He would never go.
Yeah.
Vegas.
I don't dance. You're right. Absolutely.
You're not a club or a bar person. I don't think
I
drink in public.
I would go to a bar over a club, but I just
as I get older, I like bars more. But when I was younger, I would like to go fucking take acid or something. Ecstasy or go to a club. But now I just a couple beers at a bar, trying to pick up a bra and fail miserably, go home, jerk off, pass out, wake up on the road.
Jerk off what? 7, 8, 9, 10?
Not a night. In a week? Yeah, probably.
Woo! Machine over here. God damn.
We're on a genetic jackhammer like Vince McMahon.
Yeah, right. Speaking of Vince McMahon, there was no Vince McMahon on Monday Night Raw.
I'll admit, I didn't watch most of the show.
Are you serious?
I watched the opening. I got drunk and very high. I took a lot of weed, but I'm pretty open about stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff. But, so I watched.
I don't smoke the pot. This guy smokes like me over here.
You go hit it once before bed.
Every once in a while, I'll take a hit. But I'll take one hit of pot. Man, and it's just, I get looped out, I go right to bed. But you in here from time you get up, time to go to bed, you smoke a lot, man. There's nothing wrong with smoking marijuana. You know what I mean? There really is nothing wrong. But man, it puts me right out if I get it, you know?
I just get real relaxed. That's why I try and drink an energy drink.
Doesn't make you tired.
Take a shower. That's what I was going to say before the show. I try and drink an energy drink, take a shower. I take a shower today. I drink some coffee right before we go in the air. Try to get some sugar in me.
Puts me right to sleep, man. Alright, so here we go. Let's get into it. Monday Night Raw from last night. They opened it up. Triple H was already in the ring. It was already out there.
Actually, it was a bit of bullshit. They, I don't even call it false advertising. Right before the show, I happened to go on Twitter because I always kind of tweet live during Raw or UFC shows. Not so much Raw, 3 hours. I like to text or tweet after every fight in the UFC, for example. I don't want to tweet after every fucking segment on Raw. I post like 40 tweets in a row. I don't like to split people's Twitter walls or whatever. So I was going on Twitter to what's funny about Twitter walls?
Oh, I know. I flood people's Facebook walls all day long, man, with the news and rumors. You know?
But yeah, make a lot of money doing that though.
I do.
A lot of friends too. People come get steaks from me for free.
I got a great group of people on my Facebook page.
Well,
I really do.
Yeah, they come and meet you, and they let you buy them a filet mignon, and they say,
I got a great group of people on my Facebook page.
Don't believe
Maybe they are, man. I got good people, man.
But yeah, so I was going on Twitter, and I had seen a tweet with a link. It's from the official WWE account, and they said, check out who's opening Raw tonight, and they had a link to Instagram. We put the link to Instagram, and it's a picture of the what the fuck did it say? Something about justice. So you figure the Shield.
Mm-hmm.
So the Shield technically did open Raw. They were outside the ring when Raw started, but they had nothing to do with anything. They didn't have to be standing. It was Triple H, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton. It's kind of misleading in a way.
Yeah.
I'm thinking what they opened the show with.
Well, the Shield's kind of turned into Triple H's security
Personal
guard.
security. That's what they are now. They're security for hire. I think that's what it is. Protection for hire or some shit like that. So yeah, because even who was it? Ryback hired Dean Ambrose to take out Ziggler on Raw. I saw that.
Yeah.
We'll
get into that here in a second. Yeah. So Triple H cuts a very brief promo and basically welcomes Randy Orton to the ring. He says, if you disrespect him, you're disrespecting all of WWE. And then he goes on to ask, a series of questions. Randy Orton is Randy Orton
at this point.
So he's, asking him, should I face Daniel Bryan for the WWE title and the champions? Should Daniel Bryan, da-da-da-da-da.
Every answer he wanted, every time he wanted the answer to yes, the crowd would obviously chant no. Every time one say no, yes. That was the gimmick there.
So, Hunter comes back in, right? And he says, he's worried about Daniel Bryan's health and well-being. And, he basically says that,
he talks about
he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt.
Yeah, he says the crowd's egging him on by chanting. They're not helping. They're egging him on to get hurt more. And he talks about how there's a big confusion.
There's no Doink the Clown.
That's what I'm saying. So he says there's a big confusion as it concerns Bryan. People seem to confuse, talent with popularity. Something with popularity. And his example was Doink the Clown or successful business, I think it was, versus popularity. He's like, yeah, Doink the Clown was very popular, but he was not good for business. And
Doink the Clown, of all people, Doink the Clown?
Basically, and then they had a clown sitting in the front row. Did you notice?
Did they?
Like, so that guy knows what we're talking about. And there's a guy sitting there with a clown face right in the front row. Probably a plan. But, the Bryan coming out, and he reminded everybody that nobody was chanting Doink the Clown in 1992. And that's his proof that he's good for business and that he's more than just a popular guy. He's legitimately over. But that's where my argument came in. We were doing the live Raw commentary in the other room last night, the audio. And
somebody was. One of us was.
You were. I came in like twice. But, I don't know whether to sit there next to the whole fucking time.
No, please no.
Yeah. I don't like a death setup. I'm not going to sit at death for 3 hours. But, I was watching it in here. I come in during breaks, and at one point, right after that, we were talking about Bryan. And I made the point. I got to reiterate to the larger audience that watches this show, compared to the Raw commentary, that I don't think Daniel Bryan is as over as people think.
Oh, he's over huge.
He's over huge. I'm not even disagreeing with that. I think CM Punk's more over than he is. I say there's a confusion when it comes to Bryan, and this is my whole point that I was trying to make here with that. I think his chant is over more than he is. I think people like doing yes, no with the gestures, the same way he does it.
Right.
But I think that's just something they enjoy doing. I don't think it's indicative of how over Daniel Bryan is.
But you know what? I mean, CM Punk is over when he cuts, when he's on the microphone, right? Daniel Bryan cut a promo a couple of weeks ago. I think it was the last week or the week before. He was in there with Stephanie McMahon, and he was,
he killed it on that one.
He was good there, and the crowd was reacting to what he was saying.
It was a perfect setup, though, too.
It was.
Had the woman degrade him, and then he's fighting back and not giving a fuck.
He comes back with, I know another word that rhymes with B, and things like that, which was
top shit.
But it was a good promo, and the crowd reacted well there, and I think in other promos that Daniel Bryan cuts, the crowd reacts to him in a way where he's over. You say that he's over more because of the chants.
I say his chants more over than he is.
Yeah. I would say the chants are way over. I mean, through the roof.
I say you take Zack Ryder, for example, throw him out there and pretend that was his gimmick that he created. I think the crowd would still be doing yes, no. I think they just like doing that.
They do.
The same way they all chant woo, and
but
Flair's not there. Woo.
He's still over, though. I think it's a mix where
no. Don't get me wrong. He's very over.
He's over, but the chants are like
the chants are above. Yeah, they're putting a scale, like you said. Daniel Bryan's this much over, his chant is this much. His chant is bigger than he is.
Right.
Like you said,
but
you brought up
like
what chance with Steve Austin. I said, well, Steve Austin was more over than the one.
I guess the one time we can compare it to Fandango, the one time where they were in that arena, right? And even after the show, everybody was chanting along, and the chant was so over. But the man himself
they were singing along with the music. A chant, something that Easy and like The Rock has a million chants. Steve Austin had what?
Steve Austin had what?
RDB got the thumbs, and everybody chants his name with shit where you're supposed to react and say something very specific. Daniel Bryan has the yes, no.
But you agree that he's still over, big
monstrously over. But I think when they chose my point was they chose the new face of the company while Cena's on the sidelines. They went with Daniel Bryan.
Well, that was before. They were already going with Daniel Bryan with John Cena before he had to go and get surgery. I mean, Daniel Bryan's been over for months now.
Yeah, but now that Cena's gone, he's the guy.
He is the guy.
Like, he's the guy. He was just a guy challenging Cena for the title when you're talking about. Now he's the guy. They chose him to be the guy and carry the company on his back while Cena's on the show. And I think Punk is a way better person for that job, in my opinion.
I do too, but the Punk Heyman stuff is awesome right now. It's just that Curtis Axel in the middle. It's like,
he's like giggling while Heyman's doing the greatest performance of his life, screaming, "I love you, I can't."
I get him, Paul. Not only that, but keep in mind that John Cena's going to be going until what? The Royal Rumble, we'll say, right? So they can still do. Maybe they're doing the Daniel Bryan stuff with Randy Orton. Daniel Bryan's eventually. I mean, obviously, Daniel Bryan's going to win the WWE title. That's clear as day right now. Yeah. But in the meantime, and this is where all the marks are going to get so pissed off, like the casual fans are going to be like, why aren't they giving Daniel Bryan the title? That's the whole point, to make Daniel Bryan out to be this long shot who's just never going to win the WWE title. And then the whole payoff at the end is Daniel Bryan wins, and everybody's like, damn, it's about time.
That's what I
finally got it. That's the whole point here.
The beauty of this program is that he's going to be over way more at the end than he was when it started, because they're positioning him as an underdog.
Yep.
A Snow White Cinderella, fucking no chance in hell at winning the title from the top guy underdog. Gives the crowd months to rally behind this guy. We want to see him finally shove it up their ass and finally get his big moment. And when he finally does, it's going to be huge. So,
it's going to be huge.
And that sense, Punk is already, I don't want to say peaked, like this will be Bryan's peak, but Punk hasn't peaked, I don't think. I think he's capable of a lot more. But Punk has already reached the mountaintop. It's just a matter of how much higher he can go, whereas Bryan hasn't fully reached the mountaintop yet. Right. They teased it a few times, gave him a couple second run as a champion, world and WWE. But, I think when he finally gets his crowning moment where it's for real, I think
that's going to be a big night.
And because of the way they're doing it. A lot of people are complaining that they're holding him down with this shit, but it's the exact opposite. This is really designed to get him over.
It's designed to get him over big time, and when it eventually happens, he's going to be over big time. When it happens, the main question right now, Night of Champions, not going to happen there. I guarantee you Randy Orton walks out of Night of Champions.
I don't know. They could. I don't think they will either, but they could.
I think it's going to happen at Survivor Series, and here he goes.
I just think it's funny when you go on. He survived this. He survived that.
He's just
like the word survivor.
I can feel it now. After Survivor Series, Daniel Bryan comes out of Survivor Series WWE champion, and the promo on Raw the next night.
Going into Survivor Series. I've survived this. I'm going to survive.
I'm going to survive. It'll either be it'll be going into Survivor
Series. But that's always the gimmick.
And then after Survivor Series, I told you so. I was able to survive the gauntlet match. It's the Big Show beating the corporate power. Yeah. All this, I survived it all, and I feel like he's going to win the big revelation. But he's going to win the WWE. That's my thought. He's going to win the WWE title at Survivor Series, and then he's going to go on, and he's going to have the title from Survivor Series all the way to WrestleMania.
Okay, there's a statement. Before that, you said who's going to disagree or who's going to think blah, blah, blah. No, every year, Survivor Series, that's the whole point. They take the name Survivor and they say, I'm going to survive this. Obviously, they're going to play off of that with Daniel Bryan surviving all the shit he's been overcoming.
Right.
obviously. So I agree completely. I wouldn't disagree. I don't think it's funny.
Does he win the title of Survivor Series, or do they go to like Hell in a Cell?
I don't know. It's definitely coming. That was the point to make. Orton, I think, in this program is getting hurt more than he's getting help. I think they're making him look like Triple H's bitch.
Like a bitch, right?
Yeah, like he even said last week, he said, I'm the real champion. He's just holding it for me. You know what I mean? Like that does that.
But that's Triple H being Triple H, man. You know what I mean?
I know why. No, I know why. I'm just saying. I think it's bad for Orton. Because Orton, as a heel, especially with no Cena, this would be like when Austin was out and The Rock rose to where he when Austin came back, Rock was no longer like right below Austin. He was fucking with right, if not higher. Right. So this is Orton's chance to become the fucking guy, even though he's a heel. He can be the standout attraction.
You know how there was a meeting a couple of weeks ago, right, where WWE talents were told with John Cena out of action for the next couple of months. Now it's time to step up. Dolph Ziggler is a guy who, and I put it up on the website today. There is major heat on Ziggler, and nobody. Yeah, what did they say again?
It said over it. Yeah, like I'm over it. Fucking
nobody in the company seems
to get away with wearing those. What would they do?
Well, Ryder had something too. Ryder had trunks. You put the gallery up on WZROnline.com.
I remember he did. A bunch of tweets they didn't like. I don't remember.
Nobody seems to know why there's heat on Dolph Ziggler. Nobody knows, but something happened with Ziggler and a member of management, or something happened where he's got major heat and they're just jobbing him out. I mean, I know they gave him the world title run, right, when he cashed in, and then he got the concussion, and then something happened either during that time or when he came back, and nobody knows what it is. No. Nobody knows what it is. The article's up on the website. We heard it up today. Nobody knows why there's heat on him, but something happened, and nobody seems to know. Nobody seems to know why. Yeah, there were interviews, Ron G, where he came out and he put down John Cena and Triple H. Yeah, I mean he did put him down, and basically, I think what he said about John Cena is, basically what you guys are thinking. I mean, he shoved down your throats every single week.
Everybody else did.
And, he wasn't, the corporate guy where these guys are supposed to go out in interviews and say everything, hold the company line, say everything that WWE wants you to say. And Ziggler did a couple of interviews where he basically said what he was really feeling. And that doesn't go over well with WWE management. And that could be the reason for it.
Especially if you nailed Cena and Triple H. Let's say if there's two guys you don't want to fuck with, you don't want to say something wrong about. Triple H. Those would be the top two guys. Right. I agree with that. They talk shit about Hogan and Vince in the 80s. Those are the two guys you should talk amongst yourselves, but not in a fucking public eye or media outlets.
Let's see here. Back to Monday Night Raw. We had that was the opening segment. Daniel Bryan comes out. Triple H winds up setting up the Big Show and Daniel Bryan for later tonight. Let's see. After the break, this backstage segment with Triple H and Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes winds up walking up, and he's real life stuff here. He's going to have a wedding either later this week or the following week, and then he's going to go on a honeymoon. He asked for time off months and months ago, and was granted the time off, and WWE Creative completely forgot about it. Until, over the past week, where Cody Rhodes said, hey, I'm getting married, and I'm going to be taking time off here. And WWE Creative was like, whoa, wait a minute, because they had that whole storyline going with, Sandow, where they were going to continue that with Night of Champions and everything else. I completely forgot about the vacation. We put this up on the website today, and then had to do, hot shot and angle last night on Raw, where they wrote him off TV, and that's the reason for the fight.
They had to rush through it in one night. They had to set it up, do it, pay it off, and kill it all in one night.
It was just a case of miscommunication among...
The line of communication got screwed up. Yeah, like this part of the company knew he was taking time off. This part of the company might have known and forgot, or was never told, and because of it, they're writing their storylines like he's available all this time, not realizing one day they're going to wake up and be like, all right, this is the last time we can use Rhodes for the next 6 weeks. Make sure to wrap up this.
How does this happen?
A company that big, that's a fucking huge mistake. A pretty silly mistake to make.
Right, and he had requested the time off months ago.
Formally requested it. Talked to the proper people. He did everything right. That's why I wouldn't think there's any heat on.
There wouldn't be heat.
Yeah, he did everything right. They screwed up.
Yeah, completely forgot.
Very highly paid, professional, high-dollar executives forgot to tell, hey guys, he's going, make sure to write him out. Like,
Right.
that's a fucking huge mess.
And just last week, they were continuing with the Damian Sandow storyline, so they had no idea as of last week.
Right. It was like all of SmackDown for how many weeks? Like, you would think they'd be like, guys, where's the end of this storyline? Because he's only got
another week, right? Another couple weeks coming up, and then he's taking a break, but they completely forgot about it.
Dropped the ball on that one.
So they bring that up in a backstage segment, and Hunter and Randy never got a wedding invite, so they're kind of pissed off about it. And
Cody also did he say something like he thought Orton could beat up Bryan or?
Well, they set up the match between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, right? That's for Night of Champions, and Cody said that he agreed with it. He agreed with the match at Night of Champions, and he thought that was what was best for business.
That was it.
Trying to suck up to
Triple
Triple
H.
H.
With Triple H saying
he was trying to impress Triple H by saying, hey, I like what you're doing with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton at Night of Champions. And Triple H says, well, you don't decide what's best for business. So they wind up setting up Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, who was right there standing there with Hunter. Yeah. And if he loses, he's fired, and then you guys know what happens.
It's kind of funny, too, with all the tie-in. Still hot. Really? But the Legacy tie-in with Orton and Rhodes.
Yeah.
The Evolution tie-in with Triple H and Orton, and they're all standing there. It's just like, yeah, because like I just watched, they have the top 25 rivalries WWE history DVD documentary. I was watching it earlier. And one of the ones on the list was Triple H and Orton. You forget how fucking heated that thing was. And then the initial one was Evolution when they did this thing and they kicked him out of the group. Yeah. Then it was the follow-up where he's punting Vince in the face. I think he beat up Stephanie at one point even. Orton did. So like they had this, and it was like a real life. They played off real life relationship with like Steph and Orton affecting the family, and like they really got personal with it. And now Orton and Triple H are fucking buddy, and I mean they're not, because Triple H specifically said I don't like Orton, but he's better for business than Brett. But just it's funny to see that they're the chums now, and like at one point they were like it's like Austin McMahon becoming friends. It's like that's not what people want to see. No,
it's also this is pure coincidence, but Ted DiBiase Jr., quit WWE, so he's gone from the company. Yeah. Now Cody Rhodes is fired. Remember, Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes were part of the faction, right? Well, I can see that today. We had Fandango against The Miz. This is where Fandango last night suffered a broken nose. They went to a commercial break.
Kick in the face.
Yeah, it was a stiff shot, man. They kicked in the
face.
Yeah.
No, I'm fucking. Remember the guy who made fun of?
Yeah, where'd that come from? What?
Yeah. Kick in the face.
Okay, I got it.
You guys know pro because he got kicked right in the face.
we had what? Miz wound up submitting Fandango. God, when Miz locked down the figure four, it's like, God, did he fuck that up, dude? He was in a position where he was like, is he in right there? He was like, what do I do from here? How do I go from this? No, he was thinking. You could see the look on his face, like, I'm in a position right now where
if you don't start with grab the leg and then wrap around it, it's kind of fucking tricky.
And you could see it on his face. I was thinking, like, how the fuck am I going to lock this thing? That
would be in one fluid motion. Like, you should be able to whoop, whoop, and the legs should be but if you stall for a second, you get tripped up, and you have to start over, and it looks goofy.
We had
know how you do your own move.
Brad Maddox was backstage. Stephanie and Triple H were talking about what happened earlier in the night, right? Maddox walks in and he says, tells Stephanie and Triple H that the Big Show has just informed him that he does not want to face Daniel Bryan later tonight. Stephanie says, okay, I'm going to go talk to him. Brad Maddox says, his locker room's right down the hallway. And Stephanie says, I want to do things in public. So, of course, we're going to have Stephanie and Big Show come out to the ring next. So that's what happens. They go to a commercial break. They come back. Stephanie McMahon makes her way to the ring. Talk about this, man.
I didn't like this.
This was terrible.
I didn't like this.
Right?
No, I mean, I know they got to throw in not so much hurdles or roadblocks. They got to throw in little diversions to keep the entire power struggle storyline going all the way to WrestleMania. It's an arc that they have to keep going and then be able to keep it interesting. So they can't just have it be Bryan, Triple H butting heads over, the face of the company, best of business shit. You got to throw in diversions to keep that general angle going through a long period of time. And Big Show is a good example of a little thing you can throw in to keep the general storyline going, but not water down the main focus, which is the Brian Ascension and Defiance of Authority and all that shit. So the Big Show thing, it's one of those where they write it in a way where we're supposed to just wake up one day after being fans like we have from the beginning of Big Show's career, WWE, the beginning of Second Man's character on WWE television, and those two go back all the way to the very beginning of the Attitude Era. So we're talking early, mid-90s, where these two were both characters on WWE TV, late 90s for Big Show, and so either way, late 90s, that's 15 years now. We're going to just wake up one day, turn on Raw, and find out that Stephanie McMahon and Big Show are supposedly best friends.
Best friends since childhood.
Yeah, and not once did they come up with 15 years of TV where they're both in the same company on the same show. 15 years straight. Not once did it even mention or allude to. And we're supposed to buy into the fact. And it's important that you buy the fact that they have this close relationship because of what she's about to have him do. And you're supposed to believe he'd do it because of this relationship, which we're just now being introduced.
She talks about his bad investments.
Yeah, all this stuff we're supposed to just buy and believe.
Which Big Show did make some bad investments just a couple of years ago. Not as much as what she was
still kind of fucked up because you have to touch that reality. But it's
she
reality.
Speaking of reality, the Giants,
the Giantism, the disease where you die young, the rest on that. I'm just saying she's saying a bunch of shit that people aren't really aware of, like with bad investments. That's not a common knowledge kind of thing, but it's true. It's real. It's reality based, so it's probably hurt his feelings a little bit, and it's not necessary because nobody knows about it. So it's not like, ooh, I can't believe she brought that up because everybody knows. Like back when somebody would bring up how Triple H was banging Stephanie, everybody would be like, oh, I can't believe they mentioned that on TV because he really is banging Stephanie. Right. We don't know this shit about.
We don't know about
it. It's just insulting him for the sake of fucking. I don't know, And
you know what? Big Show's a company man, though. I mean, he's been there for years and years and years. And he's going to go along with anything he knows. But it is kind of insulting, like you said, to bring up stuff that the normal people,
if they don't know about it, why bring it up? We got to make this reality be different. Nobody's aware of that reality. So it's only reality that you get. Exactly. So viewers have no clue what the fuck you're talking. But I do have to say, Big Show, much like Mark Henry, is coincidentally enough his partner and his fellow fat guy. Fucking
I didn't see the tears. I know where you're going.
He definitely cried.
I didn't see the tears.
His lip was quivering. His eyes were well enough.
Everybody in the chat room, did it look like he was crying?
Not crying, streaming tears. He welled up for sure. Absolutely.
Did he?
But no, I was just gonna say when called upon to really come through as an actor,
he's good.
Big Show like Mark Henry, they can fucking turn on the waterworks. They can act dramatic. I mean, they got it.
It was good acting. Like A-Train in the chat said, and his eyes were watering, probably crazy.
Yeah, well done. He wasn't like uncontrollably born, but he was literally looking quivering uncontrollably. And
they aired a promo. Edge is coming back next week. Talk about that a little bit more in hour number 2. We already pretty much mentioned why he's coming back and what he's going to do. Right. Let's see. We had the primetime players. They're on Raw every week, right?
Yeah.
Since Darren Young came out,
and with Mark Henry being injured, I don't know if this reports about this yet.
We put it up on the website today.
Are they going to go with the primetime players for the tag titles?
It looks that way with the current push. I mean,
they won a bunch of matches, so it would make sense. They said, well, we want a title shot. And fuck it, give them one. We'll beat them.
They're back to Titus, though, getting the pin week after week. I mean, they had that 1 week.
Not week after week. The last 3 weeks. 2 weeks ago, it was a singles match. Darren Young. Last week was a singles match.
Titus got the pin.
And then this week was a tag match where he got the pin.
Titus got the pin. So we're back 2 weeks in a row that Titus got the pin.
Well, who was going to get the pin last week? Was it Titus?
Well, it was Darren Young or Titus. One of them was going to get pinned.
No, there wasn't a tag match last week.
Oh, singles match?
Yeah, the last 2 weeks, each guy had a singles match.
Okay.
Darren Young 2 weeks ago, Titus O'Neil last week.
Alright.
This week was their first tag team match since the gay thing came out. At least on Raw. And yeah, so now they're getting behind them. They're giving them TV time every week. They're giving them wins every week.
Of course, they're going to put them on TV.
I'm just saying, and they're giving them wins and they're putting them in a prime spot, usually right around 10 o'clock. Yeah, right where there's going to be a lot of viewers. The crowd seems hot for them. Yeah. And it's just
Boom was
fucking bravo, man. The guy just said, "Screw it, I'm gonna come out." Greatest career move he's ever made.
Right, and now they're winning
like straight dick. All right, let's push this guy. Like, goddamn, it really had the reverse effect on what a lot of people might have felt like. Oh, he better not ever admit this. He get fired. he admitted it, and got the biggest push in his career.
For now, bro, he's getting the biggest push in his career.
Make that money now while you can.
Hey, once he's making the same amount of money before he came out, he's on a contract.
Not to start getting more pay-per-views.
Well, they start doing merchandising and everything else.
They got merchandise.
Yeah, pay-per-view.
They order the shirts, shirts, but they're going to get pay-per-views. They're going to get they'll be putting them to A-Town for house shows instead of the B-Town.
And speaking of the pay-per-views, Boone's talking about pay-per-view bonuses. If they're featured on the pay-per-view, they would get that bonus.
The more TV time you get, the more popular you get, the more merchandise you sell.
Right.
The more merchandise you sell, the more money you make.
There was talk originally of doing Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, the Shield, current WWE Tag Team Champions. There was talk of having them face Mark Henry and the Big Show at the pay-per-view. They've been wanting to do that for a long time now, and Big Show's been out of action. Then Mark Henry gets injured.
Well, they could have done it in the SummerSlam kickoff. They were going to do a shoot the angle there with the Ambrose RVD kickoff show match on the preview show. They were going to shoot the angle and set up the tag title match. They shot the fucking angle, right? Didn't set up the match though. Yeah. They had Big Show and Henry come out, make the save, this and that, but they never followed through with the tag match for the other things. They just sitting there and they came out and beat them up. That's it.
So that's the plan for Night of Champions. If they're going to do that match,
they don't even know apparently.
Yeah, Henry got hurt. We're going to talk about it in hour number 2. He was hurt over the weekend at a WWE live event.
Saturday.
In Boston, Saturday night. So, but the talk right now is at Night of Champions, they are going to have Mark Henry and the Big Show with Henry's injury. They're going to have them be replaced by the primetime players against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for the WWE Tag Team title. If they're going to do that, they're going to need to set up the angle for that either at tonight's SmackDown taping in Minneapolis or next week on Raw. You've got next week's Raw and then September 15th, I believe, pay-per-view. So you're coming up on
2 more Raws?
2 more Raws. You're coming up on it real quick. So you're going to have to do it sooner than later. All right, guys, we got to take a commercial break. 9 o'clock on the East Coast. We got 1 more hour. We're going to be talking, finishing up Monday Night Raw from last night. We're going to be talking the latest news, more on Mark Henry's injury, Ted DiBiase leaving WWE, AJ Styles' new TNA contract, lots of news and rumors. We're coming back. Hour numero dos. Don't go anywhere. Submit rapid-fire questions. Tell them where they can submit rapid-fire questions. Night move!
Right off the top of my head, they could go to this little website called Facebook.com. You might have heard of it. Made a movie about it, the whole fucking thing. We have a little page on Facebook. Don't know if you heard of that. How can they get to that page? Well, they can type in www.facebook.com/WZR. Facebook.com/WZR Ryan Clark WZR. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Blow me. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Get over there.
Submit some rapid fire questions. You're listening to WZR Radio. Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this.
Chords. There we go. Very smooth transition. And we're back. At least I am so far. Ugly son of a bitch to my right about to sit down. Hour number 2. Count them. 1, 2. That's Facebook Rapid Fire, and it's not /WZR. I don't know what you laughed about. I don't know that damn funny, but you laugh if I said, who's it smelly? Farts are stinky.
Stop! We're back. Hour numero.
Nacho cheese.
No. I got a joke for you.
Yeah.
Oh, cheese. It's not yours. Nacho cheese.
Give me a minute.
Mikey, shoot me an email, man. Webmaster
Well, because it's not your cheese, and then there's nacho cheese, which is a flavor, but nacho sounds like not you. You're too much.
KCC.
This guy right here's a hoot.
KCCO Computer Mikey. Shoot me an email, webmaster@prowrestlingscoops.com. So we'll see if you can work with us on getting some of this up and running. That way we can work on the audio for next week. The video is fixed. The audio we are just working on. So we're going to be finishing up Monday Night Raw here in hour numero dos, and then we're going to be running down live news and rumors. Ted DiBiase, like to talk about AJ Styles, TNA news too with Hogan and Bischoff. We'll be talking about that as well. So let's finish up Monday Night Raw. We left off. There was a backstage segment with Paul Heyman confronted Brad Maddox backstage, talked about Night of Champions, the handicap match. between Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman against CM Punk. Triple H walks in, kicks Brad out, and they go back and forth. Basically says that Heyman weasels his way out of confrontations all the time, and he's not going to be able. Triple H was actually a babyface here, while Paul Heyman was playing the heel, right?
Well, Heyman's always the heel. Triple H, I don't think so much is turned heel. It's a very creative way of turning heel.
He's turning heel, but he's trying to do what's best for business.
He's not becoming a heel. He's being, in his mind, what he considers to be honest, and he wants people to dislike him for that honesty, which is a slow build to being a heel. So he can still get away with doing shit like this and then not be completely like, what the fuck is he acting like the good guy for? And Heyman's the bad guy. I think he's still a tweener, as you could say, because he's just acting a certain way where people are disliking because of it, as opposed to being downright dastardly just for the sake of being a bad guy. You know what I mean?
Right. What else? We had there was an awesome Bray Wyatt video promo last night. They're going to continue. We put it up on the website. So they're going to continue the storyline with Kane and Bray Wyatt. Kane is out right now. They did the injury angle a couple of weeks ago or last week on Raw to get Kane off TV while he films that movie. But when he does return, they are going to do Kane and Bray Wyatt. They're going to continue that storyline.
What are they going to do in the interim?
With Bray Wyatt? Well, they kept the entire group off Raw last night.
How long is Kane going to be out filming that movie?
Hopefully about another month, man. So they're not going to do anything at Night of Champions, so they're going to have to figure something out.
Don't think they're going to do anything at Night of Champions?
Nope, not with Bray and Kane. Kane's not going to be back.
Come on, Kane, they can't just keep the water. Wyatt getting on ice for a month. They got to do something.
All right. Right, and I think they kind of did they stalled last night.
That was a week before all they did was show a video of that.
Yeah.
Wasn't even a live taped dinner or like a taped interview. It was just highlights.
So they're stalling for the time being. Like, what are we gonna do with Kane? With Wyatt?
Little play fantasy booker. Who would be somebody that you would? Or let's say they're sticking with Kane after Kane. Then who's next? Because Kane fits in with that mold, like the same way Mankind did with Undertaker when he first came in. Felt like the right match. Kane with his dark monster shit fits in with that weirdo fucking Wyatt shit. So who would be a natural
right, somebody to step in? I don't know.
Thinking off the top of my head, guys,
and it would have to be a baby face because the Wyatts are heels.
Not necessarily. Yeah, for now it's considered to be face. They're gonna be faces ultimately.
I don't know who's a creeper. Who's somebody weird that that they could. Oh, they haven't done anything with Tenzai or Brodus Clay.
Those are the two you can't imagine. They're goofballs.
Yeah. Christian's out with a
Christian's bland, regular.
Yeah, Hornswoggle. Nobody's got any good ideas. Oh, we had Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton.
Would be a good one.
That would work.
Big Show or Biggie Langston, but he's a heel.
Randy Orton and
or a clean cut baby face.
Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. This is a good match. While it lasted, the stipulation was here. Triple H had teased earlier in the night. If Cody Rhodes were to lose the match, he'd be fired. I mean, he didn't not say that, but he basically implied that that's what was going to happen. Implied, insinuated, not bad. It worked. It was good. Randy Orton wound up hitting the RKO on Cody Rhodes, and then after it was over, Triple H came out and fired him. Right? I said, bring out Vince, man. I said, bring out Vince, man. Let's do it, man. We'll have Vince come out and do the fire.
What do you say?
Triple H.
Well, if Vince came out, he would go,
Cody Rhodes, you're fired.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Clark.
Not bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Clark.
Not too bad.
Take it out. Take it out.
For Vince McMahon, I will take it out.
No hat on? Well, kind of like a dinner table. You
that wasn't too bad. It used to be better. I've been sick the last 2 days. You know that, man.
What is it?
Listen to this cough I got. It's a bad cough.
I can listen to it. I have to taste it and feel germs.
You know how when you cough and you get that, you can taste the sickness in there? Yeah, it's bad, man. It's bad.
I hate when people always say that. It's not. When I'm sick too, they'll always say, stop smoking. Like, I agree with you. I should stop smoking, but I'm coughing right now because I'm sick.
Yeah, you get that sick taste. So yeah, it's bad, man.
Proud e-cig vapor for over 3 years.
E-cig. See, everybody
I've tried those. They're gross.
Are they? They're not good.
They have this taste that it's like you stuck on your tongue when they're
really not good.
Gross.
All right, we had let's see, we had CM Punk come out cut promo. I know you saw this. Brought a kendo stick out to the ring, and he wants to fight with Paul Heyman, right? He's ready to give him an ass kicking right here, right now in Des Moines, Iowa. And but he's gonna wait until Night of Champions to do that. Basically, Paul Heyman's got no way out of Night of Champions. 2-on-1. Yeah. So all he's got to do is take out the next one.
He said that Paul said that he broke his heart. He said, "Well, I'm gonna break your face.
Your face. Your face." It was a great. It was a
kick him right in the face.
It was a good promo by CM Punk, but the video package that they aired before that, with the week before Paul Heyman saying, "I love you, man."
That was
awesome, man.
We haven't got to it. Is it coming up? The AJ.
Yeah, the AJ stuff's coming up.
No, just the replay of her.
Yeah.
But okay, sticking with the Punk thing. The highlight of Heyman and stuff. They showed that earlier in the show. We talked about it. They had a great video package highlighting last week and the kendo stick and all that. But yeah, let me enunciate a little bit.
Speak up. Speak up a little. Get into it.
Yeah, no, I just feel stupid yelling out. But, no, yeah, CM Punk last night, great performance, great promo, but I don't think it was on the same level as Heyman the week before. Not that anything really could be. That's about as good as it gets. Yeah. But, Punk, great promo last night. Still very into the Heyman Punk thing. It hasn't gotten old at all to me.
Well, Heyman and Punk's never going to go. I mean, you can put out a 3-hour TV show with Heyman and Punk every week. And
I eventually got sick of Austin and McMahon. I mean, so that was the best. That's as good as anything has ever been. And after 2 years or so of that, I was like, all right, what's next, please? You know, they start doing Austin Rock and shit. But, yeah, so everything has a time, there's a shelf life. But this is still fresh as shit to me. I'm still on the edge of my seat every week when their segment comes on. Pay-per-view when their match starts. They deliver in the ring on the mic. TV, pay-per-view, house shows. They're the real deal.
Let's talk about the Divas, right? So they air this video pack.
I want to bang the shit out of JoJo. I just watched Total
Divas. You like JoJo?
Just watched Total Divas before we came on the air. Even Marie, I still say...
Justin Gabriel did that, though, right?
No, that was the whole episode. She was trying to chase him around and hook up with him.
They were making out the wood.
Yeah, they made out, and then he was fucking around some other girl behind her back.
Oh, really? Is that what the storyline is?
She caught him in front of him, and he said that, she's only 19, JoJo?
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why there was a report a couple of weeks ago. They don't want to bring anybody under the age of 21 but up to the main roster.
Yeah, so she couldn't, they were in Vegas. She wasn't legally allowed to drink. She wasn't allowed to gamble. So, and I guess Gabriel's older as it is.
Right.
So he just said the age difference is too much. But either way, she looked, her and AJ.
She looked good? Yeah.
Who was it that said, was it on TV or was it somewhere I heard that the joke was like they should have AJ and JoJo team up in a porn called Beverly Legal or something because they both look like little girls.
Yeah.
Very young looking, but very sizable.
So they aired this promo, right? Yeah. Speaking of Total Divas, they aired this promo where AJ came out the week before and trashed all the Total Divas. Yeah. And we talked about it last week, man, where the Bella Twins ruined the promo, man. It was like a diva pipe bomb promo. And the Bella Twins just kept chiming in, and it was like, shut up, man. They ruined this great promo. So they aired a recap video last night on Raw of AJ Lee cutting this promo, and there was no Bella Twins, right? The Bella Twins were completely edited out so that you could hear the promo, which we talked about last week. Do you think that the Bella Twins, backstage, there was some eye-rolling going on? Like, what were you doing? You way overreacted here. I mean, you didn't need to go that far. And that was clearly obvious from last night's video on Raw, where they were edited out of the video package. So,
yeah, but there's a bunch of shit I want to get to. Wyatt targeting Punk after Heyman and Axel when the Punk feud wraps up. I think that's perfect. Punk would be the perfect kind of guy to feud with Wyatt. Or Undertaker. He did more than WrestleMania, but he said so that's not an option. If you could bang two divas, who would it be? Ryan.
You gotta mention the names. Jonesy said that.
Jonesy in the chat, yeah. Mm-hmm. The previous question was Ron G. Jonesy asked if we could bang two divas. Who would it be? Computer Mikey says Trish and Lita. That's what I would have said if this was
To current divas or former divas? Can we pick any divas?
He's naming older names. If I were to name any two off the current roster,
AJ's got to be one.
AJ's number one, and then number two. It depends on what mood I'm in, but probably Eva Marie, but maybe Stephanie Van. Fucking hot as shit.
Eva Marie is
smoking hot. She's my new favorite number two. She's right on AJ's ass for number one.
This is gonna sound bad. I think
JoJo's up there too. I gotta say, I like that chick a lot.
I think Caitlin's got a real cute face, right? I like the face, but I feel like I should say this, but I feel like down below, down here, her pussy is maybe like a Mickey James type.
Beat up? What one gives you that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I've seen there were some photos before she entered WWE. A Caitlyn model.
Oh, really?
Right?
Naked?
Oh, not naked, but very, very close. And like thong shots where you can see the camel toe.
Yeah.
And it just looked like, with the camel toe, that there might have been a little bit of meat down there, like meat chunks. Mickey James's meat chunks.
Yeah.
So I like her face though, and then I don't know. I think Oksana over on SmackDown. You haven't seen much of her.
I don't know that well.
Good looking chick. Good looking.
AJ Eva. Got some JoJo in the mix. Something about her is really hot to me. And Nikki Bella. I never liked Bella. I thought they were too obvious hot. But the more I've been watching Total Divas, there's just something very sexual about Nikki Bella specifically.
Yeah.
I want to fuck that girl.
Now that's the one Nikki's with Cena, right?
Nikki's with Cena, Bree's with Daniel, but there's just something very cheap to sexuality.
Well, why not Bree? They look alike.
There's something more about Nikki Bella is the way she is. The personality screams bang me really hard tonight. As opposed to make love. She's going to fuck me very hard right now.
Very hard.
But she just got a dirty way about it.
She wants it very hard.
And she's the one who got the tits.
Very hard.
Very angry. Very hard.
Very angry and hard.
That would be my two. My big two, AJ and Eva Marie. But back to the promo, AJ and the editing out. Yeah, it was like if you were to go to see a comedy show. Right. And there's just a heckler that won't shut up. Right. The Bellas were that, but they were
Wait a minute.
high-pitched squealing hecklers.
So he brings up a comedy show and a heckler, right? Yeah. Did you guys see the article? It was on TMZ. Dave Chappelle comes out the other night for a comedy show, and there's a bunch of hecklers.
Computer Mikey picks Jazz in China.
That's
too good for Nicole Bass. Forgot her.
There's a heckler, a bunch of hecklers in the audience. So Dave Chappelle came out and he sat there on stage for 25 minutes, silent, and said, "Fuck it, you want to heckle me? I ain't doing a show." And he said, "I'm sorry."
That was a weirdo, man.
He's really weird.
There was one show where
you brought up a comedy show and heckler.
He went 6 hours straight on a comedy show or something crazy, like 12 hours. Dave Chappelle. Right. What the fuck is that?
He's awesome, bro. He's awesome.
Anybody would be boring after 12 hours. After 2 hours, you're like, all right, shut the fuck up.
Something happened in the last couple of years.
We do a 3-hour show.
Some people are saying drugs and this, that, and whatever else. But Dave Chappelle in the last couple of years, he wound up quitting the show. He turned down a $50 million contract for a TV show. Turned it down, and it's just really acted weird and bizarre over the last couple of years. Nobody's really sure, what the deal is.
A lot of people don't adjust to fame that well. He's one of them. But yeah, mine was better. I just did one of my breath. I didn't know we were doing it all out.
So we had the Divas match. AJ Lee was on commentary. AJ was good on commentary last night.
Pretty good.
And then, they set up at the end of the match. They set up, it's going to be AJ Lee against Natalia, against Naomi, against who's the other one? AJ Lee, Natalia, Naomi, and somebody else, man. I can't remember. Brie Bella. All right, we had the Los Matadores. That's going to be Primo and Epico. They're coming back as a rebranded tag team, Bullfighters. Whenever they do the Olay, El Generico, baby. If you ever went to Ring of Honor down in New York City, you'll
They would do that at the Ricky Hatton place too a lot.
Yeah, they do. We had Rob Van Dam against Damien Sandow. RVD wound up with a pain here. Got him with a 5-star frog splash. And then we'll just go.
They had Ricardo Rodriguez. He did the Del Rio.
They don't mix up.
RBD. No, it's
roll the tongue with the R.
He did the.
Yeah, not bad. I'm impressed. Give it up, brother. Not bad. Not bad. We had Big Show Daniel Bryan. That was our main event, right? Big Show comes out. He doesn't want to face Daniel Bryan. He doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to have to.
He doesn't like doing that.
Yeah, they had a backstage segment with Booker T on the show we went to where a couple guys, we didn't bring any of these up, where they would come up to Daniel Bryan and kind of, as friends, legitimately warn him, like, yeah, what you're doing, you know, you might be able to beat him in the ring, but these guys will hurt you.
Your career.
They will hurt you and disable you, physically injure you. They will shorten your career. They will end your career. They'll not just hurt you in wrestling. They'll hurt your personal life. These are very powerful people, but tread lightly, dog. I think that's what Booker T said at one point. So
that's Daniel Bryan stole catchphrase.
Yeah, you didn't say that. Tell me you didn't say it. So yeah, but like the point being, they're all warning them and this and that. Big Show at one point was one of the guys that went to him personally and said, "Listen, they're putting me in a position where I have to do this. I don't want to have to do this." And Daniel Bryan the whole time just looking like, "Well, so I'll beat you," you know. But Big Show's trying to explain to him, like, "No, you don't understand. I have to hurt you. I have to kill you right now. I don't want to do it, but they're making me. No big deal." So we get to the main event, like you said, he doesn't want to do it, and whatever.
Triple H winds up coming out and basically says, "Listen, man, I'm going to fire you." Pretty much is what he implied or insinuated, right? Yeah. Then he was going to fire him. That led Stephanie McMahon coming out, and she had Stephanie and Big Show. They did the angle earlier in the night. We already talked about that. So Stephanie finally gets him to hit the knockout punch.
Just her blue eyes looking up. I like the girl look up at you.
You love your Stephanie McMahon. You love that Stephanie. I'm telling you, you wake up next to Stephanie McMahon in the morning time. No makeup. No, man.
There's plenty of bitches who make pretty faces.
Listen, I wake up to AJ Lee with no makeup in the morning, and it still looks like damn near the same.
Some girls are naturally like Tiffany, who's very naturally pretty in the face.
Stephanie McMahon's got about 10 different layers of makeup on it, and if you were to wipe all those some bitches off and wake up there,
she still has the body we've seen in pictures working out of the gym.
She's got a good body, but that
face, the eyes, you don't need makeup for the
that face, that Stephanie McMahon face that you see on TV every Monday night is not. If you were to
watch AJ, you can see the makeup.
Right.
Clearly, she's got a lot of makeup.
But you take Stephanie McMahon that we see on Monday Night Raw, high definition television, and you take Stephanie McMahon with no makeup on, just waking up out of bed in the morning, and they are two completely different people. Don't even look the same. Don't even look anything alike. You'd be shocked if you
stopped that. I would feel like there's Stephanie without makeup on. Still hot.
You would have to cut off the face and look at the bottom.
I don't think she's bad.
Anyway, so that's it. I mean, Triple H comes out, he makes Big Show beat down Daniel Bryan, Raw goes off the air.
Big Show leaves him lane, Orton comes out and fucks with his song.
Really, and holds the title up.
Big Show's walking back up the ramp after I'm sorry, I didn't want to do that. Right. Blah blah blah.
Randy holds the title up, and of course, Raw goes off the air once again. Daniel Bryan's a beaten down mess, laid out in the ring. It's the same thing week after week. Daniel Bryan, they go off, and he's a laid out mess. And they're making him, like I said, the ultimate underdog. For those of you bitching, they're burying Daniel Bryan. Why are they doing this to Daniel Bryan? Talked about it earlier. The whole plan is, at the end of this storyline, Daniel Bryan eventually gets the WWE title, and it's a bigger deal in the end. You just got to get through this part until you get to this part.
Not even just get to this part. During this part is where you really start to care about Daniel Bryan. You invest in him personally and emotionally. You want to see him finally overcome all this bullshit he's doing. Right. So this is perfect to build him up in that sense because, by the time you get to the point where he finally does win, it'll just be that much more of an exciting moment.
More special.
That much more built up, and it'll seem that much more impossible by the time it actually happens. It'll just be that much cooler. Right. So, it's I don't see any ways it could backfire unless he gets injured or something crazy like that, Hopefully he doesn't. That would really split the company.
That would really fuck things up with all the injuries.
Yeah, all the top guys.
Alright, this is the point, or the part of the show where we get into the news and rumors over the last week or so.
We should skim, maybe during the break, the rapid fire. I'm sure they asked about a lot of the news we're going to cover anyway in the rapid fire.
All right, we'll do it for next week. We'll skim through the rapid fire. All right, so news and rumors over the past week. This past Monday, it was what's that? Did we not talk about this last Tuesday? Oh, yeah.
No, it came out after. It
was a Monday morning. No, it was a Friday morning?
It was a Monday morning.
All right. Well, Ted DiBiase came out, a YouTube.com video, put it up, and basically said that my contract with WWE is expiring. It expired on September 1st. And actually, you know what? We did talk about Ted DiBiase on this show last week because I remember saying to you guys the reason that you haven't seen an announcement on WWE.com is because his contract hasn't expired, and you would see the announcement on WWE.com when that were to happen. It happened last Monday. Ted DiBiase came out, released a video, and said that he was leaving WWE when his contract expired. So that is what happened. Just wanted to get the news out there first before all of us got it. It's going to come out anyways. And he basically said that, he appreciated
he wanted to make sure people knew that he wasn't leaving pissed off or angry. Like, he wanted people to know that he just didn't want to resign, as opposed to, I'm angry and I'm stumped off this place.
He played
privately, though. He probably, he left the door open.
He left the door open.
As opposed to fuck you on the way out, ruining his future.
And the real story is that DiBiase wanted to say in that video, fuck you, WWE.
Maybe not wanted to say it, but definitely inside is feeling like this is bullshit.
There's a reason he didn't re-sign with WWE, and there are a group of mid-card guys that are being screwed on merch sales, are being screwed on bonuses.
Yeah, percentage. Didn't you say something like that? Zack Ryder at one point, I don't know if it's still true, was in the top 3 or top 5.
Five merchandise.
Top 5 merchandise sellers.
Only getting less than 10%.
Cena would get 50% or more, right?
Over 50% of
all items sold.
He was number 1.
Zack Ryder, who was in the top 5.
He was in the top 5.
Just like Cena would get 1%.
I heard 4%.
Yeah, very insulting. I mean, okay, he's not John Cena, but hey, if he's selling merchandise in the top 5 in the company, he's a big player as far as merchandise and licensing is concerned. And to be a top seller and to get screwed on the amount, why does he get so much less than this guy if he's moving just as much merchandise?
We broke that story, and you know for a fact that I can confirm.
Yeah, well, I guess.
You know. For a fact that I can confirm that Zack Ryder was in the top 5 merch sellers, like we said, and he was getting 4% of all sales.
4 points of all sales, where Cena got 50 or better.
And John Cena, who was number 1, but still in the top 5, obviously, was getting almost 60% off merch sales.
And I'm saying, what's the difference in how big of a star they are in the company? Ryder should be paid even a higher percentage for this reason. He's not, okay, Cena's being pushed down everybody's throats. He's the top dog, etc.
It was 40% for Cena and 4% for that.
Okay, either way, he's getting that much of a difference. Cena to get that much, okay, he's being promoted, he's being advertised, that's why he's so over, that's why he sells so much merchandise. Zack Ryder, barely featured, certainly not promoted, getting over on his own despite that, and without any TV time, really, without any push, is still able to sell among the most merchandise in the company. You figure, logic would tell you, if you push this guy, he's selling this much merchandise, he's got this many Twitter followers, he's got this big of a popular fan base from his YouTube show, all on his own. If we got behind this fucking guy, imagine how much he could get for it. But they think the opposite. Like, we didn't want this to happen. We didn't make this happen. So
and then they wonder, why is Zack Ryder frustrated?
Yeah, so that was my build to it. And then you get the guys like Ted DiBiase who are in the same boat. Like, they did everything, they delivered. They were great wrestlers in the ring. He was better than Rhodes, I think, on the mic. He had the better look. He could talk better. He was a better in-ring technician.
They tell guys,
a bigger guy. Like, he should have been he got nothing.
They tell guys, there was a meeting backstage at Raw, at both TV tapings, at Raw and SmackDown, I believe it was last week or the week before. They told guys that with John Cena leaving with the injury, it was now time for new guys to step up, right? The problem with that is they sit there and tell guys, hey, step up, now is your time.
Yeah.
These guys go to management and they try to step up, And when they do, if management doesn't like what they hear from you, you're jobbed out. And it's not up to the guys to step up. It's WWE creative. If they want you, if they want to make you a star, they're going to make you a star, or they're going to give you the
calm down.
give you the opportunity
That is
to
the
become
key
a
word.
star.
It's opportunity, because even if they give you, let's say that
It's all
if they don't,
created.
back to your point, because if they don't give you the opportunity, which is all they can give you, they don't give pushes, they give opportunities. If they don't give you an opportunity,
Nothing you can do.
nothing you can do, because if you go out and you try and go off script, even if it gets over with the crowd, when you get backstage, you're not going to be like, wow, good ad lib, you got the crowd.
Unless you're a top guy, unless you're CM Punk, John Cena. But
yeah, and even if you veer off the topic, like they got bullet points they want you to follow, or otherwise their storylines, the matches they're going to make don't make sense if you don't stay on track. So I'm just saying, if a guy that is not getting a push or an opportunity, whatever you want to phrase it, like you said, tries to go out and gets over on his own, just, like they say, go say this, and he says, I'll say this, I'm going to say this too, and it's not here. He's going to come backstage, and you keep making me forget how many I'm trying to get to, which is, they're not going to say, good job, you just ad-lib something we didn't ask you to say, and got a great response, everybody seems to dig it. They're going to say, what the fuck was that? We didn't say this. They're going to be criticized for it, not complimented. And it makes you kind of like scared to take chances like that, because you don't want to get in trouble. You want to do your job the way you're being asked to do it. And if you're not getting any opportunities, and you don't want to go off script and create your own opportunities because you're fearing your job, well, what are you left with? You're left with pretty much, hopefully they give me something.
it's a no-win situation.
If they don't give me something, then I got nothing. You know?
It's a no-win
What are you
situation. Well, he's talking about the glass ceiling. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, fuck you.
It's just a no-win situation for some of these guys in the mid-card position, and they say step up. It's all about WWE Creative, and then if WWE Creative gives them the opportunity to step up, they'll be put in a storyline where you really can't step up. It's like it's just a no-win, and these guys.
You want to go back to the Kofi Kingston, which is perfect.
Right?
They gave him an opportunity to step up. He did, and they still didn't go with it.
It's the same as Dolph Ziggler's another
So you
one.
could do everything right. You could do Ziggler's a perfect example. Do everything right.
Everything right.
Get over. They say, here's your opportunity. You take it. You fucking crush it. You kill it.
And then they kill it. They kill the momentum.
Yeah, we want to use this guy.
There's nothing you can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like they build up a star. They build them, and then bang, Ryback. Build them. Now look at Ryback in the last couple of weeks. Back down here. Kofi Kingston, build them, back down here. Even Zack Ryder, build them, back down here. It's like, wait a minute, man. If you got to build. The only guy that's really is Daniel Bryan right now, where up, and CM Punk back in the day. But everybody else has gotten to here and then back down. Besides Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, which I've continued to stop. So, Swagger's another one. World champion, right? Build them, bang.
Glenn Beck mentions them on TV once. Let's go with them. Like they let.
Cesaro's another one. Build them up.
I didn't feel Cesaro that much.
Well, they gave him a title run. Right?
He's getting over on his own talent. He's more like a Zack Ryder, where everybody says he's clearly the best wrestler. Like this and that. He's got all this buzz for his matches. He can talk at all these different. He's got all these different talents. And they just don't.
They do it all the time, man. All the time.
All they're focused on is the fact he's bilingual. Like, ooh, he can say shit different languages. Let's make him a goofy character who talks and like, wait a minute, the guy can also give you the best match out of anybody on the roster. Let's do something with that. You know?
Talked about the Christian concussion suffered at the August 26th edition of Monday Night Raw in a match with Randy Orton. He's undergoing impact tests. Even if he passes the impact test, he's still going to have to be cleared by WWE's doctors, so he's probably going to be out for a couple of months. It all depends, at least a couple of weeks, if not a couple of months. We'll see what happens. Edge coming back next week on Raw. Talked about that earlier. He's basically there to promote Sci-Fi, the show Haven. Fandango injured on Raw last night, broken nose. Mark Henry injured over the weekend.
He was doing a run-in during the Randy Orton Daniel Bryan event, and just, I guess, planted his foot on or something, and they popped. That was it. Yeah,
they underwent an MRI yesterday. We don't have the results back on that yet. But,
yesterday, Monday morning.
Right. Should know something tomorrow. And the hacker group, Anonymous, please don't hurt us. We're just passing the news along. They took down They took down WWE.com. They're a group that has taken down numerous websites, Amazon, eBay. That's him, man.
I forgot you can still see over there.
24W, whatever, site.com. Take him down, not me. I respect the shit out of you guys, man. Anything you do your thing, man. Just please, don't mess with me. Let's see, man. I'll tell you what. Let's see. And then let's get into some TNA news before we get into rapid fire. We'll leave about 15 minutes for rapid fire.
First week I didn't watch Impact. But Hogan coming back.
I watched Impact.
Missed some good. Like Hogan supposedly butchered that promo where he was talking about the Battle Story series.
Think about Hogan, bro.
Title shot sting.
Hogan was at Custy's promos, right?
Yeah.
What you gonna do, brother? Oh yeah, dude. You know, and he's talking to people, and it's like brother, dude, and what's the other one? Brother, dude, and there's one more he's always saying, and it's like, bro, you can do that a couple times during each promo, but it's at the end of every sentence, it's like, well, AJ Styles, dude, I know you want to come out here tonight, brother, and we're gonna get in a match tonight, dude. It's like, yo, it's at the end of every
That's pretty good.
He's got to do it. And it's like, all right, bro, it's not 1980s anymore, dude. It's 2013, brother. All right? It's just, dude, you gotta, like, there's certain points, like, I'll kick your ass in 2 seconds. We haven't heard that one time tonight, right? You gotta do it in doses.
Sparingly.
You can't, sparingly, man.
Sporadically.
Like every single time, and it's all of his promos as of late where he's done this. Does anybody agree, man, in the chat room where Hogan is?
Where is it? I was talking about the fact that he fucked up the plot point. He's been saying dude and brother way too long for a long. That's like saying I can't believe he hasn't retired yet. I can't believe
Rick Flair hasn't retired. Annoying, man.
We were saying that 20 years ago. I can't believe he's still saying brother.
Jack. That's it. Well, let me tell you something, Jack.
What did he say, Jack?
Yeah. It's to the point where give it up
ad nauseum.
Give it up, man.
He's thinking of big words in my head.
So AJ Styles, right? AJ Styles. There was contract dispute. Not really dispute. His contract was expiring, and then AJ wanted more money. They wanted.
I did see that.
They wanted to give him less money than what he wanted. AJ's counterclaim was, listen, I've been with TNA since the beginning. You based your company around me at one point. Now
every time they have to reset one, like AJ's our guy.
AJ's our guy. So they were able to
reach Shane was with WCW. He never left.
They were able to reach a short-term TNA contract extension. As of right now, takes them through Bound for Glory through December. It's about a 3-month contract extension, and during that time, they're going to try to work on a extension beyond that. A year.
Yeah, a real deal.
But as of right now, he is going to be there through Bound for Glory, and the promo that he cut on Impact that you just referenced. Kind of a shoot promo, a work shoot promo. So
his attempt at a pipe bomb. Unfortunately, I would say that same week,
they just bad talk.
That same week, there was somebody else named AJ who could have been a promo them, and that one had a vagina. So it's not good. Chicks are out promo on you, but yeah, AJ's never been a great talker. Something about the southern accent. Maybe that's the racist thing for me to say, or prejudice thing I should say, but
he sounds like a robot when he talks.
Well, no, I'm going to go even further with the accent. With the country thing, it just doesn't. There's something about it that just.
Yeah, but there's been guys with accents.
Name a really, really top guy that had a really thick southern accent. Like I'm sure in the 80s.
In the 80s, I'm thinking in the 80s.
But even then, he had
Dusty Rhodes.
He had almost like a
jive.
Yeah, it was definitely jive talking and ghetto talking, but it was like the black man rap.
Yeah,
like Muhammad Ali had himself after Superstar Billy Graham. But, guys like that were the talkers of that era. Piper, they didn't have southern accents, but I'd say southern accents, lisps are another big one. Swagger, Rose,
Swagger.
Somebody else I'm forgetting that list, but it's just like they're not going to be intimidating. I'm going to come kick your ass. You know what I mean? Something gets taken off a little bit when I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Like, spit off my face. Like, all right, you're going to beat the shit out of me. But, yeah.
Let's talk about Hogan and Big Show.
But no, the AJ Styles promo real quick before we get off of that. I thought that he said Alan Jones at one point. I didn't even know that was his name. He was talking about Mike. I guess Mike today has power.
We did know that AJ's name was Alan because we called him to interview him for WZR Radio.
I forgot for Alan. Yeah, you're right. I do remember that. He said it. He was Mike. Yep. Yeah. Okay. But I forgot. I had a terrible memory. That's a whole other subject. But he said I proved that, this guy, this person, that person I'd never been on. Ain't that right, Mike? And then he points to Mike's name. Ain't that right, Dixie?
Right.
Dixie, I understand she runs the company, but Tanae's just an announcer, I thought. So what the fuck did he have to do with anything? Like,
yeah.
He was half shooting, half staying in character, and it was better than any AJ Styles promo any other time. You got to talking.
So Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, the two main guys that are in charge of TNA, right?
Now that Russo's gone,
and
gone.
There's been a lot of talk, just basically a lot of eye rolling, where there's been some cuts, and TNA's basically restructuring their company these days, and Hogan and Bischoff are, if anybody's to blame for the ratings not increasing, I mean, Bischoff is head of creative in TNA. He's been on creative meetings. Basically, it's like WWE. They've got a group of writers, and then everything has to pass through Vince McMahon. In TNA, there's a group of writers, including Eric Bischoff, WWE group of writers, including Vince McMahon. Everything goes through Vince. TNA group of writers, including Eric Bischoff. The final approval of everything goes through Bischoff over in TNA, right?
Doesn't really write, though.
But everything goes through him.
Yeah.
So if you're to place the blame on anybody for bad storylines or ratings not increasing, a lot of the blame, I'm not saying all of the blame, but a lot of the blame would have to be placed on people like Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, guys that have pretty much been given anything they've asked for. I mean, they asked, we got to go Monday nights, man. We got to go Monday nights. They go to Monday nights. They find out it's not going to work out, man. We got to go back to Thursdays. Well, we got to change the time slot. It's got to be from 8 to 10, not 9 to 11. On the road. We got to go on the road. Anything that these two guys
all this shit, by the way, are decisions
they've got.
All that they got, and the decisions that don't sound that big of a deal. We'll switch from Thursday to Monday, or we'll switch from 10 o'clock to 8 o'clock, or we'll switch from taping every show here to going on the road. These are decisions that affect the financials and the huge. You know how much more it costs to go on the road every week as opposed to just staying in that theme park in Orlando, or how much difference it is between taping a show and going live.
When they were in Orlando, a lot of you guys don't know this, it was free for Orlando. For any of the fans attending the TV tapings, you got in free. Not only that, but it was considered an attraction. So anybody that bought tickets into the park, they would be able to go to this attraction. So it was free. It didn't cost any money for TNA. Look, I'm sure
they have to rent the building.
They would have to rent, but it was basically a deal between Universal and TNA, where TNA runs and Universal gets an attraction from it. So it was basically 50-50 split, and there's really no money involved as far as, people are going to get access. Anybody that has access into the park, they get tickets, first come, first serve.
Yeah,
and even if you didn't enter the park, you would still be able to get in. But you would get.
So what's your argument? Hold on,
my argument is
saying that you're saying they didn't when they were in Orlando, they didn't make money off ticket sales, but did they spend money to run that building?
No, I don't believe so.
So it was free.
So it was pretty much free. And now that they're on the road,
real quick, to just $1.02, it was free to run in Orlando, but they didn't make any money. So their idea was, let's go on the road. We'll make money off ticket sales, but it costs so much more to go on the road.
So much more.
That I think in the end they're probably losing money.
They're losing money. Yeah, they're losing. They weren't They weren't making any money in Orlando, but by going on the road,
we can go on, Mikey. Calm down.
They're losing money. So it's a matter of pretty much anything that Bischoff and Hogan have asked for, they've got from Dixie and TNA. They've been very, and now that things aren't working, there are people in the company that are saying that Bischoff and Hogan are placing the blame on everybody else, that Dixie Carter hasn't done enough.
Bullshit.
That is BS. Dixie Carter has done everything that Hogan and Bischoff have.
Her worst character trait is that she's so gullible.
She's gullible, and
she's to the wrong people. She's listening to the wrong people in her head. But here's the other thing: where was she at on Thursday last week? She wasn't even in the building. She was at a football game.
Right.
What the fuck is that? You ever see Vince not go to Raw in favor of a basketball game?
No, but in her defense, she's been at almost every Impact taping on the road, every pay-per-view. I mean, hey, listen, it was her alma mater. She was at a college football game, but she's at almost every single TV
a month.
And we don't know the circumstances to why she wasn't there. We don't have it confirmed that she was at that football game. It may have been something completely different. We don't have that football game. We don't have that confirmed.
I have that confirmed.
There were no photos. Do we have photos?
No. You need a photo for confirmation?
How do we have it confirmed that she was there?
People were there that know. Yeah, that would know. Yeah.
All right.
But either way, she's at the football game. You know, there's no reason you need to go to a football game more than your own show, especially your show that's dying for leadership.
It's to the point. I mean, it doesn't. Dixie has given Hogan and Bischoff a lot of power within that company, almost all of the power. You know, as far as day-to-day
operations.
operations.
Put all the blame on Bischoff and Hogan, and I'm agreeing that if they're going to get credit,
not all the blame.
When things are good, they should get the thing when things are bad. But Dixie too belongs to that mix for not being there. That was a bad. But it comes back to anything that Hogan and Bischoff. It was 1 week, man. Yeah, I mean, listen, 1 week. Yeah, she should have been there. I agree with that. But we're talking about Bischoff and Hogan right now, who have anything they've asked for. Let's go on the road. Let's move to Monday nights. Let's do this. Let's do that. They've gotten it. Wow. And now that things aren't working out, Bischoff and Hogan are placing the blame on everybody and anybody besides themselves. They won't take any of the blame. That's a cowardly fucking...
We put up a huge, a big bold thing. And would you expect anything less from these guys, Bischoff and Hogan, taking the blame for their failures? Would you expect anything else? Of course not. You're never going to see Bischoff or Hogan take the blame for any of their own failures.
Bischoff is just... he can be. I guess Hogan can be. I was gonna say Bischoff can be a stand-up dude, but he can also be a bit of a, like you said, he can divert the blame.
Right.
I remember WCW. He was Vince Russo this and a lot.
WCW was a lot of turn.
Well, what you're talking about in general, Louise, and when I'm talking about when he first took over, popped the company, and then when he got phased out or whatever for a while, and then they started going downhill, they brought him back to try and revive it, and he didn't fucking do it. He didn't save anything. It got worse. So he tried blaming that particular time on Russo, and he blamed it on standards and practices. He blamed it on Hogan having creative control, and he blamed it on too many guys having guaranteed contracts. All of which, by the way, were legitimate points. But when they were successful, you didn't see him saying, well, we're only successful because Hogan got creative control.
Right.
He was successful because he was a genius. So when things are going bad, it's your fault too, man. That's what Vince always said. Right. We're successful because of me. If we're not, it's because of me. He's a professional businessman.
That's the way it should be. And that's not the way it is right now with Bischoff and Hogan putting the blame on everybody but themselves right now in TNA. And it's got a lot of people in TNA saying, well, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? Because Hogan's blaming the talent, and Bischoff's blaming talent, and
blaming talent of all things in that company. That's disgusting.
And it's got a lot of people pissed off.
How many of those guys worked there? When ECW was around, and people were like, "You guys are getting paid shit." Right. And on top of the fact they get paid shit, sometimes their shit checks don't even show up or they bounce. Look what they go and do to their bodies. They bust ass. TNA's the thing. You cannot say these guys. And it's the talent. Look how hard the talent works. Sometimes you want to pull the time. Like, guys, you're risking. You're lowering your career for this rinky-dink shit company that you're not going to make any money off of. When the going gets tough, they're not going to say they're not going to be loyal to AJ Styles. Yeah. Who are they going to be loyal to? Right. I mean, Hogan, obviously. But if they're not going to be loyal to AJ, that means anybody in that company, no matter how hard you work for them, how dedicated and loyal you are, because nobody worked harder than AJ. Nobody was more loyal than AJ. And when push came to shove and it came down to dollars and cents, they said, you got to take a pay cut after 12 years.
There are a lot of people.
What the fuck is that?
We'll leave it at this. There's a lot of people within that company that are pissed off. A lot of talents, especially with what Hogan said at a question and answer session.
You think Hogan's going to resign?
You know what?
Because I think you're one better than the thing.
I hope he doesn't. For the sake of TNA, I hope Hogan winds up leaving TNA.
I'd say next year, that would free up a lot of money because if he stays, then their budget sucks. But I was going to say,
you think they're going to try to get him to take pay cut?
No, not Hogan. Not Hogan? No. I mean, if they try, he's not going to.
I think Dixie is such a mark for Hogan and Sting. Yeah. She's going to offer the same amount of money, if not more.
It sounds like we do that to free up other money. Because it sounds like from what I've heard, they've got a very, very, very strict budget now that they don't adhere to it fucking well.
And it's not.
Bob Carter handing out.
It's not.
Bob Carter.
It's
Danny Carter ain't handing out money.
It's not that the Carters are broke. They're a $billion company. They've got money out the ass.
You see your losses, and eventually you say this is too much.
This is too much, where we're losing way too much money, and enough is enough.
They did that last ditch effort with the Ultimate Fighter. They paid to get it on Spike. Right. Got lucky with it going right after Raw. The wrestling WWE audience transferred to the UFC audience, and bam, they blew up because there at that point they were about $40 million in the hole, and they said this is our last try. If this thing doesn't work, we're selling the company. We can't keep losing money. And we're talking about the Fertittas, like you said, billionaires, Ocean Station Casinos, etc. So they can afford to keep losing, but who wants to lose millions of dollars? If you have it, you're going to throw it away? No. And any successful company would, if they want to stay successful, would have to do the same thing. And TNA, like you said, to finish up my point, they're doing that now. They're saying, enough's enough. We can't keep buying our way out of problems because it ain't helping ultimately. So here's your budget. Stick to it.
This is your budget, and you've got to make some cuts to be able to stay under that budget. Yeah. That's all you got. That's all we're giving you. But they've got millions and billions more to give. It's just that they're not going to give it.
If you're a businessman, Dixie Carter, or somebody, and you're Dixie Carter, and you're faced with it, I either can sign Hogan back, or I can sign AJ Styles and Sting back. Which one are you taking?
She's a mark for Sting and Hogan, but
no, I said it's you. What's smarter for business?
Oh, what's smarter for business?
Hogan and spend all that money and have him monopolize the creatives and the budget, or
Hogan's a huge
get rid of Hogan.
Now. Hogan's a huge thing.
So what you want about doing for their company?
He's not doing anything.
He gets all his media attention. He doesn't even.
But we signed Sting and AJ because AJ, you based your company around him in the early days.
He's young and he's talented. He gives you matches. Sting can give you that credibility, and that's all I can get. Hogan's not popping ratings.
No,
just give him the credibility.
Dixie, get rid of Hogan. And Bischoff too. Get him out of there. You're listening to the wrong people. Get him out of there.
The problem is though, if she doesn't listen to those two wrong people, there'll be two other people
right
behind them. As soon as they get her ears, they're gonna exploit the shit out of it.
Here we go. We got 5 minutes for rapid fire. We're going 5-10 minutes long so we can get through all these for you guys. Paul Velasquez, Raw was awesome. Great storyline build. Do you think Ziggler will step it up and save Bryan from a beatdown? Dolph Ziggler, we talked about earlier. Massive backstage heat on him. Nobody really knows why as of right now. Could have been the interviews that he did and he trash talked John Cena and Triple H. We don't know. But Dolph Ziggler, once again, jobbed out on Raw last night. So, see what happens.
Anthony Remy says, shirt update? ? I emailed you my address last week after the show. Sorry for keep asking. Going to Raw in a few weeks and want to wear my WZR t-shirt.
Would you remind me, bro, to get him? I'm serious, bro. We need to get that. The guy's been waiting for months. We got a car.
Remind you what?
To go to the post office and get that man a t-shirt.
I will make a note.
We got to make a note, dude.
I'm on the case now, Mr. Remy. Don't worry about it.
Listen, it is totally unfair to you,
fucking guy over here.
It's fucked up, man. I apologize, bro. I say it every week, man, but and you ask every week, dude. So next week.
I can't believe you watch one of these fucking things that bad. You better get him his shirt.
I'm gonna get him out. Anthony Remy again. Do you think they will ever give Tenzai a push and a change of name? Tenzai, yeah, I think he's always.
Put it this way: one doesn't work without the other. If they want to give him a push, they got to change that name and that gimmick. But,
yeah.
So that's my thought. Matt Johnson says, "How effing awesome are the Wyatt family, especially Bray Wyatt. That guy is money. Who's the next target for Wyatt, according to you?"
We talked about it earlier, man.
I like the CM Punk thing that I think it was Ron G. Somebody in the chat room said the CM Punk thing good because he's got that edgy character and it works. Undertaker would be a perfect match, but they would have to do WrestleMania, and Undertaker not waiting for WrestleMania match on Bray Wyatt. I don't think.
Yeah.
So you're left with regular guys in the company. Big Show, I think, is a good one. I brought him up.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's a baby face right now.
And that's why they're
Mark
going
Henry would be another good one. Big guys that they can look tough, beat the fuck out of.
True.
Are good options.
And they're going to continue the storyline with Kane when he comes back.
I like Ziggler. He's a good, squeaky clean baby face now, so start him up with the Wyatt shit.
Jonathan McDonald, Ryan and Boone, do you think they'll keep the strap on Orton until Cena comes back and have Cena-Orton rivalry leading into Mania? Love the show, guys. Well, thanks for listening, man. Daniel Bryan, I think Daniel Bryan should be the WWE champion going into WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'd say Daniel Bryan. Oh, I don't know when WrestleMania.
I think he holds it all the way to WrestleMania.
I'd say Cena wins that title as soon as he gets back. And he gets back at Rumble. So they've got 2 pay-per-views before Mania. With Cena back, he's going to win it at one of those. Otherwise, he'll win it at Mania. And I don't think they're doing Bryan and Cena at Mania. So, they got to get it on Bryan. So, I don't know who it'll be on, but I don't see Bryan holding it.
Well, they could do the rematch between Cena and Daniel Bryan.
If they want to be smart, they do Bryan and Punk and have a fucking classic wrestling.
Oh man, CM Punk and Bryan Danielson, Ring of Honor, baby. Back in the day.
My turn.
Yeah.
Brian Parker. Any
Yeah.
Any legit UFO or ghost encounter. Not anything online, but any encounter. Tell a story.
Now, did you hear about the crazy
None
sounds?
for me because I've lost.
There were some crazy sounds like trumpet type shit coming out of the air, and nobody knew where it was coming from. It just happened last week, man.
Here?
No, it was overseas somewhere. I believe it was like trumpet sounds, big loud, crazy shit. UFOs, it's a real deal. So there's ghosts and aliens. I'm serious. There is. Ghosts are real. Jay Mullen. Would you go face up between Mae Young's thighs for $1 million and clean out the cobwebs with your tongue?
Yes.
For $1 million? Fuck yeah, I'd lick Mae Young's puss.
Yeah, 100 grand I would go with. I'd bury my face.
100 grand? I'd do it for $1 million.
10 grand.
Hey, you know what?
10 grand. Give me
Everybody says, that's
$1,000.
I'd never do it. I guarantee you. If there was somebody with a briefcase with $100,000, you would nick that thing.
Wash that
tongue right up there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Not a problem.
And then you brush your teeth after it was
You
over.
gag
Give me my $100,000.
Nightmares for a little while, and yeah. But I'll do that in a second. Rashad Robinson, who do you think wins the BCS championship this year? I got Alabama, of course. Roll Tide.
Notre Dame, baby. Notre Dame.
That's
Michigan?
my
team. Michigan, they're playing. They got a big game coming up this Saturday, I believe, man. I think that's the game of the week on Saturday. So Notre Dame. Rashad Robinson, Jordan the Champ Paveo, do you think the heat on Dolph Ziggler has to do with the interview he did recently? Yeah, man, we talked about it.
Is there one specific one that I don't remember?
I can point it out to you after we go off the air. You said John Cena's the same old shit. Nobody wants to see it anymore.
Was it a mainstream interview?
Yeah. It was, he does, before the SmackDown tapings every Tuesday, he goes out and he promotes that night's SmackDown taping. He did the same thing in Minneapolis today.
But was it a mainstream thing or like a local news?
It was a local news affiliate where he went on.
Radio show?
Newspaper, I believe. He had a recap of it. Yeah.
I don't recall that, but alright.
Yep. I can point it out to you after we go up here.
I remember saying I didn't know there was one interview. Chase Kramer, can we get 1 week where Bryan Danielson doesn't get buried? Daniel Bryan. Also, what do you call a dog with 2 legs?
Doesn't matter what you call a dog with 2 legs because it's not going to come anyways. It's only got 2 legs, dog. Jeez.
Slash Ryan Clark WZR. No, I'm not selling that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Can we get 1 week where Bryan Danielson doesn't get buried? No, they're not really burying him. They're burying him in the sense that, yeah, they're beating the shit out of him, but they're doing that for the underdog.
That's the thing, man. The payoff of the angle is, NFL question. KC Computer Mikey. NFL question. Clark Lagoon. How are the Falcons going to do this year? You got Matt Ryan as your backup quarterback.
Yeah, so I might start him a couple times, see what he does, but I like Stafford over Ryan.
Oh, Winter's Lair. Come on, dude. You built him a wheelchair. That doesn't count. But the normal dog.
I've seen that.
I have
the cart that wheels by. It's so fucking sad.
Yeah, it's terrible. All right. Brian Parker. People were bitching and moaning about Daniel Bryan's storyline. Seriously, what else do they want? The great storytelling and building with Daniel Bryan versus the corporate evil. Or anything please the smart marks. I agree, man. The whole payoff, you're going to have to listen to the smart marks. Oh, they're burying Daniel Bryan. He's losing every week. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is ridiculous. And then at the end of the storyline with Daniel Bryan's WWE champion, they're all going to be marking out. Thus the term smart marks. Just ignore them, and at the end of the storyline, they'll be happy as shit.
George Romero. Brian Parker? No.
We are responding to people for us. See, man, people respond to people. You can't.
I could read that one, or I could read this one here from Gerald Reber. Stafford in the first round? Boone is crazy. He'll get you yardage, and that is it. He'll give me touchdowns, too, but okay.
Paul Velasquez, people know what the word buried means in wrestling. Daniel Bryan is not being buried. Shake my head.
Yeah, so apparently that guy doesn't, but this guy
Hit
does.
the nail right on the head, brother.
Lee Dave Pierce. John Cena will win the Royal Rumble, and for a surprise, the Ultimate Warrior to take part in the Royal Rumble.
The Ultimate Warrior, no.
If he comes back, it wouldn't be a surprise in the Rumble, I don't think. Although that would be kind of perfect, because he wouldn't have to do too much work, come and get a quick pop, get a quick check, and maybe get some TV footage to turn of him. Yeah, right. I don't think that'll happen. He was interviewed recently by somebody at the PAX convention, and they asked him about possibly being in the Hall of Fame next year, and he said, I quote, probably not, but we will see. And we know he met with Vince McMahon in Los Angeles at the Access thing a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't have to meet, so they met about something, and we didn't really get the details of that meeting, but there's been a lot of talk about Warrior ever since he did the WWE 2K14 game, so you never know.
All these Gallon Hills, I've read them all, man. They're all responses to other people, so, and this one too, you know what I mean? Garrett, Telly, they're all responses. Brian Parker, I was in attendance for last week's SmackDown, and Daniel Bryan came out with a stage, the crowd erupted. It was as if Austin came out in the Attitude Era. Do you think Daniel Bryan will be involved in a big match at WrestleMania? Daniel Bryan's a main eventer now, and he's going to be there for quite some time.
He's a main eventer, but so is CM Punk, so is Brock Lesnar, so is Triple H, so is The Rock, if they get him again, so is The Undertaker, and you can only have one or two real main events at WrestleMania.
Right.
Undertaker's guaranteed to be one of them, and then Cena, if they do Triple H McMahon, I mean, there's all these main events they're talking about. Bryan is not going to be a main event with those kind of guys. He might get a title match or a big program going into Mania. He's not going to.
We're talking WrestleMania, though. I mean, the average Raw and SmackDown, Daniel Bryan's a main eventer.
Oh yeah, he's a main event character. No, that's what I'm saying. He was definitely a main eventer.
Right.
But at WrestleMania, you get all your main eventers in one show, and really only two matches of 4 people roughly.
He'll still be in a top match, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
it won't be at the.
It won't be one of the top 2 or 3 matches. So it'll be a long time for he's ever in that position, unless he's the other guy, Cena's opponent, Undertaker's opponent, etc. Exactly. Anthony Remy, is this me?
You're right. Okay.
Neil Fisher, buried equals DiBiase. Woo, Zach, and others with some amount of talent. Yet we get the Punjabi Giant, Sweet Pea, and the Do You Think He Saw Us? Oh, the Do You Think He Saw Us? Okay. The Do You Think He Saw Us? Is Peter Jordan. Okay. Bryant is getting a stone cold lead pipe push. All that is missing from the storyline is Steve Austin's beer truck or Kurt Angle's milk truck. Nothing new to see here. Move along.
Alrighty.
I mean, it is a very repetitive thing to it. The underdog defying authority and the corporation and all that shit. But it's a new day. So.
Anthony, it's a new day.
It's a new day. It's what's his face? His old theme song.
Oh, is it?
Rose.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cody Rose.
You're right. Anthony Remy, have you heard Eminem's new song Berserk? Yeah, I have. I don't like it that much, man. I really don't like I like the lyrics, but I don't like the beat. Gowan, you can ignore all this shit.
I don't know. Neil F. Fisher says.
That's another one, man. Sorry.
Tyler Kadia says, when does Hogan's contract with TNA run out? Will Jeff Jarrett come back?
Hogan's contract was at the end of the year.
September,
yeah.
Right?
At some point, or September, October.
September. Because it was in August, we were saying next month.
Right.
That's September.
Within the next 1 or 2 months, no doubt. I think, like we said, September.
Soon, either way. So when will Jeff Jarrett come back? He's scheduled.
He's going to face Jerry
Lawler at Tunica, at his new museum or whatever. It's the 1-year anniversary of Lawler's heart attack on Raw. So he's going to be Austin Idol, an old Memphis legend, just like Lawler.
Lawler referenced the heart attack last night on Raw, saying that they were returning to Toronto next week. And I guess that's where a heart attack occurred. Remember they had to fly him back from Canada?
Yeah.
Vince McMahon went to go meet him up there, right? Ian Jones, whose dick is closer to the floor? Titus O'Neil, Matt Boone, or Hornswoggle?
Hornswoggle's a midget, but I got a big ass dick. So.
Even at 7.5 inches, so that's I would say Titus O'Neil.
Correct.
No, well, closest to the.
It wouldn't be anywhere near the floor of the
right. Okay, so you're ruled out. You're gone.
I got it. It's either they say you a
okay.
shower or a grower. I'm both.
If we were to put Matt Boone here and Hornswoggle here, right? whose dick is close to the floor? Well, Hornswoggle's already down here. So unless you got
you
big,
put him here,
long dick,
you just said we're both here.
all right. Well, Hornswoggle's a little bit
So I'm
small.
taller, he's here.
All right, so your dick would have to be the size of Hornswoggle plus another horn. Your dick would have to be the size of 2 Hornswoggles to reach the floor.
My dick would have to be as big as the difference in me and Hornswoggle's height. Oh, he's got a little torso, so yeah. Either way, I got put it this way: I got a big old dick, but Hornswoggle probably reaches to the floor.
I'd say Hornswoggle.
No, he wasn't even in the conversation.
Vincent Nugent.
We call him Little Dick Clark.
Why don't they call me Little Dick Clark? Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. All right, Vincent Nugent, Ryan and Matt. What do you think of both UFC events from last week? Talked about that earlier. The weekend event was awesome.
We didn't talk about that one. Yeah, Carlos Condit was the one last week we were talking about the fight night. He knocked out with a knockout or a choke. Stopped Martin Cantley. He was getting beat up in the first round, and he just started beating the shit out of him because he got tired. Cantley did. Yeah, this past weekend, like I said, I won money. That's pretty much all we said. But yeah, Clay Guida lost to Mendez. Mendez was great. Stopped quick with Clay Guida, which not many people do. Frank Mir got his ass whooped by Josh Barnett. Got completely dominated. A lot of people thought that was an early stoppage.
The Barnett fight. Well, I thought it was a good stoppage because when Mir went down, Mir was rocked. Man, let's be honest.
He was at least out for.
He was hurt, and even if people that are calling it an early stoppage, Barnett would have pounced on him anyway, and it probably would have been stopped anyway. So
somebody brought up a good point though that I got to say that look at some famous times where that didn't happen. Like look at Brock Lesnar, Shane Carwin.
Right.
There's a million times where people say, well, you should have stopped the fight. Brock was getting cut. Well, look what happened. The next round came out, choked out Carwin. So he won. So like if they would have stopped it right then and there the same way they stopped the Mir Barnett fight, Lesnar would have robbed of his chance to actually come back and win. Now, on the same token, Mir is the kind of guy that does not pull through. You got to take it case by case. Mir's the guy that gives up the fight. So when he's beaten up like that, he's not fighting back, and then he gets dropped after that, you pretty much see the way things are going, and it's a matter of, well, do we want to let him take 2 or 3 more big punches to this big heavyweight while he's already unconscious, or do we just stop? It was like you said, it was inevitable. But it was a little bit of a stop. It was a good show overall. Man. Main event was Anthony Pettis versus Benson Henderson, rematch of their fight, classic fight from WEC with the Showtime kick. Pettis runs off the wall, throws a kick, in the 5th round of a title fight, last fight ever in WEC, knocks Henderson down. Wins a close decision. This is the rematch. The first fight was in Benson Henderson's hometown, where Pettis won. This was in Pettis' hometown. A lot of people thought Henderson was going to win. He was the favorite. Thought it was going to be a close, tough, hard-fought 5-round fight. And instead, Pettis came out, gobbled him up. Throwing hard kicks, outstriking him, and then locked on an armbar. And it was actually like 2 seconds left in the round. Henderson didn't tap because his arm was locked up, but screamed verbally tap. He tapped out verbally, and Pettis got the submission in the 1st round, dominated Henderson, and if Henderson would have won, he would have broke the record for most title defenses in lightweight. Pettis became the first guy to ever win the title by submission. Like a bunch of firsts, a lot of records broken, and as a new champ, his leg popped out in the fight, waiting on the MRI results, but apparently he's okay. He's going to fight TJ Grant, we heard. So that's pretty much the UFC update. Tomorrow, Ryan Bader goes to Teixeira in Brazil, and then we get a break until the John Jones, Alexander Gustafsson case.
This is a great question. We should save until next week, man. This would get us into a good discussion. Okay. It's great.
Oh, by the way, the co-main event tomorrow: Jacare versus Yushin Okami. So that's great. That's a good fight. That's an awesome fight. 2 good fights.
We're gonna save this one. Michael Benitez.
Didn't we save something last week? We're gonna do this week. Let's save that. We said let's save that for next week. We're both gonna have a lot to say.
I'm going to write it in the show file, though.
Check. It was something big that we said we'll do.
Was there?
What the fuck was it?
Well, I'm going to write this for next week.
We got the joke for it now. The crab ate 3 clams. So the lobster said to the crab, "You're so shellfish." Dun, 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 dun. He's also got, what do you call cheese that's not yours? And then he's even got the word answer, nacho cheese in all capital letters to emphasize the nacho cheese punchline. And he even has Stephen Graveic as the credit.
Michael Benitez wants to know, we're going to talk about it next week.
Into the script.
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, what would have happened if they were divorced, man? That's a good question, man, which we should talk about. And then
somebody asked me, too, if Triple H had never, or Stephanie didn't have the hostage place, where would his career be right now?
he wouldn't be in the position that he's in
I
right
think
now.
he would still ended up being a big deal. But
it would have been a big deal. Right.
Being friends with the right people, Mike Rocky, all those guys. But where am I at? That's in
yeah. One more.
Gwyn or Nugent? He says Nugent, but it doesn't look like it.
Gwyn?
Gwyn? Something like that. Ryan and Matt, are you guys both be looking for, as much as to read it the way it's written or read it for written? Read it for written. The joke was that it was written. Okay. Ryan and Matt, are you guys both looking forward to the regular season of NFL this upcoming week, along with your favorite NFL teams playing as well?
Yes, the Bills and the Patriots coming up this Sunday.
That's a good question. You said.
No, I said the good questions to Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a boring question. Yeah, I'm excited. That's the answer.
NFL coming up, man. And then
the Lions have the first week. Usually Chicago.
I don't know. I know the Bills got the Patriots.
Maybe it's Baltimore?
No, that's Ravens and Broncos opens it up Thursday.
Who's Detroit guy?
We can check. You want to check?
That's the show.
Who's Detroit got? Who's Detroit playing this Sunday for NFL? Somebody in the chat room figure that out.
Fantasy guys.
And then we'll end it with Hobart Collins. Do you think TNA will ever get a second show on TV here in the States? And TNA did make money in Orlando when they had the VIP tickets. Yeah, but
that's not really
that much.
But yeah, not maybe financial. But will they ever get a second TV show? No.
Not as of right now. But Spike TV is happy. A lot of people don't realize that. But I mean, Spike TV is happy with the current rating.
They might get them another program. I'm saying they're not going to have a SmackDown to their Raw. They're not going to have a second major weekly show like WWE.
No, not like a Raw and a SmackDown. And
not like a Nitro and Thunder. No, it's not going to do that. I don't think that model works.
So that'll do it, man. We gave you guys a little bit of an overrun tonight. We got a kind of a late start. WWE SmackDown's being taped right now. We do have a correspondent who is sending emails. I don't have my email set up on the laptop, but I will get those up on the website. We'll do live coverage over at WZROnline.com. WZROnline.com. Get there, man. Submit feedback. Give us some feedback to tonight's WZR TV.
Be Tuesday, and the way you can do that is by logging back onto those little browsers we were talking about earlier and typing again www.facebook.com/ Brian Clark WZR, Facebook.com/ what was that click I just heard? It was just from Facebook.com/ Brian Clark WZR. We want your feedback. What do you like about tonight's show? Let us know. We'll do more of it. You see what I'm saying? What didn't you like? We'll do less of it. This is how we get better. We custom fit the show to your needs and wants. Let us know what you need and want. Facebook.com/ Ryan Clark WZR. Get on over there. Let us know what you thought.
Alright, guys. We will see you next Tuesday night. Like I said, live WWE SmackDown spoilers going up on the website right now. WZROnline.com. Keep you guys posted. All the news, rumors over the course of the next week. We'll be back next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time. WZROnline.com for Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
That's him.
Thanks. See you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com. Boom!